Welcome to Greenforest National Park, a hidden gem nestled deep within the wilderness. Brace yourself for a breathtaking escape as you explore the diverse landscapes that define this natural wonder. From majestic mountains to the ancient serenity of old-growth forests, Greenforest National Park offers a tapestry of untamed beauty and rare wildlife. As stewards of the lands, we are committed to animal conservation. In addition to elk, bison, and brown bears, the park is home to the critically endangered alpine crested wolf. If you are lucky enough to see one of these magnificent creatures, remember to appreciate them from afar. Very, very afar. Embark on an unforgettable journey along the park's captivating backpacking trails. Go kayaking and end your day with a meal in the town of Elk Wing, where warm hospitality and delicious local cuisine await you. Unleash your spirit of adventure. Park is 7:05 and 9 p.m. National Park Service denies liability for injuries, fatal, or any encounters or unexplained disappearances. Do not provoke the wildlife.
You're muted! You're muted! You're muted! You're muted! You're muted! Ow!
Ow!
Sorry. Hi. My players being like, no, wait, please, Grandpa. Hi, everybody. And welcome to our actual play of Bitemarks, a collaborative role-playing game following the adventures of a werewolf pack as they try to solve a dark mystery. My name is Al, my pronouns are they, them, and I will be serving as your master of ceremonies for tonight's mystery. First order of business, Lunar Pulse is a supernatural thriller. It contains a lot of horror movie tropes, including body horror and gore and all of that other sort of horror movie stuff. So if that's not for you, go ahead and head over to the Neon Lights Roleplay YouTube channel where you can find some less lycanthropic stories to enjoy. This game has a bit of a element to it in characters. You may see the players acting kind of aggressive sometimes or snipping back and forth. That's normal. They're not mad at each other. They're using their acting. And it's an understood element of this particular system. But just to make sure everything is kosher, at the end of the game, we'll do an aftercare, little get together to do a check-in and see how it felt and if we're all good. So moving forward here, I'm going to do some in the order I call you, please introduce yourself, who you will be playing tonight, and including that character's role in the pack. So we're going to go ahead and start with Hollis.
Hello. My name is Sonar, or Kellen, also. I already feel like I messed up my intro, but my pronouns
Not as
are
bad as
she,
me.
they. Jesus.
The
pressure.
one of those
Are you
Saturdays.
Yeah.
Fully.
Okay.
Are we even on Saturday?
Yes. Sorry, I will be playing Hollis, who is Hollis de Morgan. Pronouns she, they as well. They are the pack's howl, so kind of spiritual leader, sort of interpreting signs and supernatural bullshit. So fun times.
Very fun times. All right, moving forward to our beloved Fox.
That's me. Hi, friends. I'm Foxy, aka Young Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. And today I reprise my role as Yesaya, Thousand Pierced, an ancient and powerful werewolf who was very tired of things pissing off his werewolf pack, his werewolf girlfriend, and his werewolf domain. Let's go with domain. Domain's the word. Excited to make things happen. Actually, let's do it, shall we?
Lovely. All right, moving forward to Ray.
What's up? Hello, my name is Rainy. My pronouns are she, they, and tonight I am playing Molly O'Connor, the pack's prodigal. Also, pronouns she, her. Molly has come back for better or for worse, as the prodigal tends to return in times of strife and cause a bit of chaos, as it were.
Beautiful, our chaos causer. Moving forward, last but not least, our alpha. Oh,
Hello,
who
everyone.
are you?
Hello. My name's Mike Fatum, and I play Cal, who is, as mentioned, the alpha of the pack, which means everyone listens to me, and there's never any problems with that.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Beautiful. I'd like to do an honorable mention as well to our friend Steve, who created and played our enforcer Percy. Gorgeous art, courtesy of Callan there. I am understudy for that character, so he has graduated to, I guess, NPC, but he is still with us for now.
Rest in
We're going to
peace,
go
buddy.
ahead. Oh, wait.
Not yet.
Not literally, but
What kind of pieces? So follow Steve if you like at DJ Stevesaurus on Twitter. If you would like to do so, that is where. And now we're going to do our last time. We have synopsis for each of the sessions we've done thus far, and I think it's important to do this for anybody who's new and also anybody that doesn't have memory like a steel trap. So we're going to go ahead and do a recap of what's happened. There have been 4 sessions so far, so I'm going to have each of us read a different recap from different sessions. So starting with Kellen, could you please read our session 1 recap?
of course. There we go. All right. For session 1. At the Eclipse Lodge, our Hal has a dark premonition. The cub of our pack is found dead on the property, arms clawed to ribbons and blood on her nose. On top of that, the Alpha must mediate power struggles as disgruntled wolves make their displeasure known. Then, Greenforest receives a call from the neighboring Spine Mount. 2 of them have gone missing, so then everyone agrees to work together to see what happened. Unfortunately, the neighbors walk in on a moment of strife. Will they be able to take Greenforest seriously after seeing the internal struggles?
Thank you. All right, session 2 recap, Foxy. A long one.
Yep, I'm just making sure I got the right thing to look at because I feel like I was looking. I got it. Okay. The body of the fawn has wandered off. When we interact with it, its skin sloughs off its body and leaves a wet pile of bones drifting in the stream. The skin is breathing. Our howl speaks to its ghost and learns 1, the fawn is hydrophobic, and 2, it ate something bad. Drawn by matters of the heart, putting it lightly, Yesaya goes on patrol and discovers a weirdo in the woods, also putting it lightly. Cal demonstrates his strength as an alpha by bringing our pack together for dinner. The majority are comforted by this, and we have an Airbud movie night that devolves into a wholesome explosion of our fur and laughter. Our prodigal stands apart, eyes keen to the broader picture. Yesaya must be really worried about someone because he asks for help making an emergency call. It goes to voicemail. Our enforcer has a beer on the porch, filled with helplessness. He does not like problems that cannot be solved with his fists. He spills to Hollis. Shit hits the fan. Hollis and Percy, our first responders, startled as the first. Hollis and Percy, our first responders, startled as the Spine Mountain wolf rushes past in the opposite direction. Molly turns back to help. Our ally Mateo is berserk in werewolf form. He tries to kill a woman hiding under some broken slumps. In a baffling show of restraint, Percy refuses to strike first, but he does strike the finishing blow. He gets bit in the process.
Beautiful, thank you. Rainy, you ready for session 3?
Greenforest, meet Yasea's old flame. Jury's in and rules that Miriam is guilty of being a raging bitch.
I like
Within minutes of meeting the pack, she wounded poor Hollis and squared up with anyone who so much as looked at her wrong. Remind us of anyone perhaps in his younger years? We are currently taking care of Priya at the lodge while we plan our next moves. Priya needs our help to find her mate, Darius, who at some point got separated from the now-dead Mateo after the 2 went to investigate the forest. It seems like heading up north to the Spine Mountain territory might have more clues if we are feeling brave. There are bodies to bury, emotions to be soothed, and Cal has his work cut out for him. Nobody ever tells you that being alpha is signing up to be the pack therapist.
Fantastic. All right, session 4, Cal.
All right, session 4 recap. Our pack comes together to honor the loss of Mia and Mateo, sharing a moment of pack culture and tradition that comforts our hearts. Yazea and Miriam take a walk together and, in a moment most scandalous, hold hands. Hollis and Molly have a conversation, and Hollis wonders if werewolf hunters could be involved in this mess somehow. Percy is put in charge of protecting the launch, but can we count on him if he starts getting sick himself? On our travel toward the lake, we encounter a herd of monsters that seem to be moose. They are bald and fleshy, moving almost like thoughtless puppets. The bull moose's antlers are webbed and pulpy, with a human face trapped inside them. As its jaw hangs loosely, it begs, "Help me!" Yeah, no. Yazea dispatches the threats in short order, and Molly and Hollis are quick to burn the body. We make it to Spine Lake. It is beautiful, shimmering with rare algae in the sunset. There's one lone kayaker on the water, suspiciously silent. Miriam disobeys Cal's order to stay the course, instead turning the boat to investigate the anomaly.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right, so that's about where we're going to pick up. I would love Alpha. So Alpha has a cool at the beginning of every session to see what the state of the pack is going to be like. Can you walk us through what that is going to be?
Absolutely. So I do a thing called I roll for state of the pack. It's rolling 2d6, and special different things happen depending on what I roll. Let's see. Oh, no!
What did you get?
I got a double 1. Let me see what I add
What
to
is
that.
that? Oh shit.
It's plus heart, so that's a right. Yeah, so that's a 3, everybody. So MC may have a pack mate break a tradition or disobey your orders. Actually, same as we had last week.
All right.
Continuing the
I'm
trend.
make a little note of that. So last week, unfortunately, the dice were a little mean as well, and the act of civil disobedience was Miriam, our ally, presently refusing to stay the course on the boat. That was our defiance at that time. Let me make a note. Oh boy.
It's okay, but it fits. It really fits with the current situation at hand.
Yeah.
It really does.
All right.
Also, I have lost my dice.
Oh no!
Oh.
Whoop.
Where did they go?
So, where were we? It is, oh yes, the lake, our beautiful lake. You all are on a motorboat together, about kind of close to the middle of the lake. And if I remember correctly, I think it was dusk. I don't think I wrote that down. Was it the sparkly hour that we decided upon? The rare
Yes.
algae?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right, our rare algae lake. So it's very beautiful. And we are currently approaching a lone kayaker in the middle of Spine Lake, whose back is to us at this time and seems to be sort of drifting in a slow circle. And as we get closer, what is it about this kayaker that makes your hackles rise? Let's start with Hollis. What makes your hackles rise? What's strange about this kayaker?
Everything. I hate that that's my go-to now, but just the fact that they're on the water when we've been having problems that have been all rooted back into the water and or potentially caused by the water.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you said that we saw them moving or not, or if they're just sitting there. But
They're moving.
either
yeah.
way, they're moving. Okay,
Yeah.
never
A
mind.
little bit paddling. Yeah.
So
So
either
there's
way,
something
it's still
about
a bit
it.
suspicious.
Yeah.
Something does not seem right.
Yeah. Yesaya, what animal can we hear across the lake? Or is it quiet?
I think it is quiet save for crows, which is never anything but an ominous note.
That's absolutely true. Hello, October.
Spooky
gorgeous.
season.
Spooky, scary.
Excuse me, you mean Foxy season?
Exactly, it is Foxy season.
It is.
Our next
Rainy.
session is literally on my birthday.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah.
We
Oh,
would have
that's
had
awesome.
session. We would have had session the day before my birthday if we had our last one in September.
Aw.
Happy birthday. I hope it
Oh,
was
thank
good.
you.
Wait, it's your turn. Rainy.
Yes.
What was my question? I had a good one for you. Gosh, hold on. Let me see
Sorry.
if I wrote it. No, that's okay. I have one
Bobby.
for you. Oh, it was a feelings question. How
Mhm.
does Molly feel about Miriam defying the alpha and dragging us closer to this? Was that a good idea? Is it coming? Is she coming around? Right? Do you love it? Are you friends now?
No. While Molly does operate off of Screw the Pack and the general by process of screw the structure of the pack and everything it kind of stands for, Cal excluded because Cal's one of the better alphas she's seen.
Oh.
However, it's a systematic thing. It's more so just. Again, Miriam wasn't a pack person, wasn't our pack mate. Left one of her own packs and is now just commandeering the boat, putting us closer towards danger, and she doesn't like her. It's an extreme distrust, predicating on what happened to her in the 4 years that she had been away from Greenforest. If we want to link back to that she sort of hinted at with Hollis last session. So,
Yeah. Oh, that was a good
extreme
scene.
distrust.
Yeah. That was a really good scene, actually. I'm glad you mentioned it because I had sort of floated out of my head. But yeah, I liked that. Lovely. Cal, I actually have the same question for you. I wanted Rainy's touchstone on it, or Molly's touchstone on it because Prodigal, but I'd also like yours because Alpha. How do you feel about Miriam, who, by the way, has a very determined face on right now and has everything you've seen this woman do has been so confident. This is clearly the kind of person. Have you ever met somebody that when they walk into a room, people just start following them?
Yes.
Because they just are so goddamn confident that you're like, I guess we're doing this now. And it's like a whirlwind. This person has energy like that. And how do you feel about that energy? It's kind of alpha-like energy.
It is and it isn't. Like,
Yeah.
she doesn't. When I try to alpha, I'm trying to actually make decisions that help and affect the people around us.
Good decisions.
She just does whatever the hell she wants, and sometimes people follow her. But she doesn't do she's not making the decisions for any particular reason. She's just making them because she feels like it. And I think that grates on Cal because he feels so much responsibility. And, in this exact moment, he feels like she's put us in danger for no goddamn reason. And is probably going to react.
Yeah, all right. In that case, I'd love to give you some space to have some. I know we coming, but there's no reason that we couldn't sort of take a moment if you want to have Cal say some words to Miriam, by all means.
So what I said at the end of game last time was that Cal was going to tackle Miriam. We could do words though.
You can also
don't tackle in a boat, man. We'll all be capsized.
You can. This is a fun role-playing, play-pretend game. You can absolutely do whatever you want.
I'm seeing the look on Foxy's face and knowing the consequences that are going to come for me. But if she starts aiming for a weird guy on the water, I'm probably not tackle, but he is going to attempt to rip the motorboat steering stick rudder. That's what it's called. Out of her.
It's the rudder. It's the rudder.
Oh, okay. You reach over for the rudder, and.
Can I dominate you?
Ooh.
Sure.
Immediately. Let me flip to that part of the book. All right, so dominate is a cool mechanic in Bitemarks. To double check how that even freaking works. Also, we have to double check notes Foxy because if you're not careful, you might accidentally.
So here's a
Foxy is going to become alpha in an accident.
Slow down. No, the fuck I'm not.
All right.
Mostly because I have a lovely little move called, I remember when you were knee high.
Yeah.
You have to use the move Make a Challenge when you are actively trying to take over the pack. In all situations, you can choose to dominate, including dominating the alpha.
Mm-hmm. So,
And I also have the
so,
move close to the wild. So when you dominate someone in wolf form, roll feral to the teeth.
are you in
Oh,
wolf
what form
form
is
on the
everybody in?
boat?
I thought we
Not
couldn't be
currently,
in
I
wolf
just
form on the
remembered. I'm
boat.
currently, I can't be wolf form on the boat. I'd be too big.
Yeah.
So just,
Too giant. The boat just halfway
Yeah,
in the
just
water.
sinks.
The end of
We're
the boat
already in
just
jet
sinks.
ski mode.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Okay,
Oh,
so
you know, I'm
only
to
rolling with my
clarify,
teeth. Mm-hmm.
so Foxy, what you're basically to clarify, since you are the expert on this move, you're
Yes.
basically going to dominate rolling. Oh, okay, so you're going to be rolling with teeth because you're in human form
Yes,
there.
normal teeth. Yep,
Okay.
some human form.
Okay, got it.
Do I roll
Have at
something
thee.
against that, or is it just you
No,
roll
I
and you
believe
save
it's just an action that Foxy does, and then we
Great.
see what happens. Hold on a sec.
Cool.
We haven't done this since session 1, so let me consult our the sacred
I'm just
text.
warming the old dice up. That's all. Hold on, let me pick the arsenal out properly. Give me a second.
Oh man, oh man.
How you feeling today?
Let's
Yeah, you're looking all right
see.
today.
Hey dice, hey dice, I'll give you a cookie if you roll badly.
Joke's on you, my dice are on a diet.
Okay, interesting.
Gotta love
But
that.
Cal
love hearing
didn't
that.
specify what kind of cookie. It might be a diet cookie.
That's true. It's absolutely a gluten-free cookie.
Okay. Thanks for your
All right,
patience
okay.
while I double check.
No problem.
No,
No problem.
you're
I'm
good.
excited for this.
Want to make sure we do it right, and so that nobody gets curb stomped without the book saying this is
Without
how
the
it
rules.
happens. This is a delicate this is an mechanic, so I want to make sure we do right by it. Let's see.
There we go. Music's hitting right for this though. I'm down for it.
It is.
It is.
ominous as fuck.
Okay, Foxy. So go ahead, please, and roll your 2 plus teeth, and then tell me what you get, and I will walk us through how things will look.
Well, hey. So, all right, here we go. So 2d6 going down. That's what I love to see. So, I'm gonna let you know, I'm a +0 in teeth, but I did
That's
roll
okay.
2 5s.
Dang.
You got 2 5s? Okay.
Yeah.
Well done.
So in this case, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have you. Well, before we describe how this happens, you succeed.
How do you want to do this?
How do you want to do this? Everybody dies. So what's going to happen, Cal, is you do get the opportunity to roll guts to disobey, actually, in this moment, because you're 2 PCs. So I'm scrolling through here and I'm like, oh, okay, this is one of the few moments when you actually do opposing rolls.
My guts is also 0. Let's see how this goes. I rolled 2 4s. I rolled exactly 1 less than you on each die.
No! Meaning it's 2 less on the total. The rest is pepperonis.
Here's how this looks actually. So here's how it pans out according to the book. And I'd love if you two would use excellent tell me how it ends up looking like on screen. So what happens is, Foxy, you did succeed, but you are rolling against another player character. And so as a result, regardless of him being alpha, you're not trying to take over as alpha, you're trying to dominate, right? Okay, cool. So in that case, he got the opportunity to roll to disobey. He actually did succeed, but here's the thing, barely. And Cal, one thing that's going to be really important after we hear how Foxy kind of dominates you on this, you do get to grab the rudder, but I want to hear some real juiciness over why this is troubling, and also -1 to our pack pool, because this shit was intense. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, there's a little strife. So Foxy, tell us what it looks like when you do the dominate, and then we'll switch over to, and we'll get kind of the flavor.
And also tell us the safe word, Foxy, when you get a chance.
I think Yesaya primarily just goes for like when Cal goes to grab the rudder, just like the coldest stare without moving his head, just like eyes rotate over in a very clear don't. And like I think whether or not he still does is totally up to Cal, but I think there is a very clear look in Yesaya's eyes of like, there will be consequences if you expect this like me to take this lightly, like alpha or not.
Okay. I think Cal locks eyes with you, fully takes all of that in, and then has a genuine moment of like hand hovering for a second before he thinks, I have to take care of the pack, even the ones who don't want me to, and grabs the rudder and tries to yank it back into away from mysterious boatman.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you both. By the way, that was, I know it's a bit messy, but you guys did a great
No.
Oh,
That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously,
yeah, you handled it
Isn't this
well.
game supposed to be messy?
It
Yeah,
is
it's a
so
werewolf
much.
Mike, you're
game,
good, by
so
the way,
yes.
right? I love you. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
love you too.
As long as we know you're good and I love you much. Cool, awesome.
Yeah, no. Honestly, it would feel weirder if you didn't disagree with it, something I did. Say I didn't disagree with something Cal did.
I mean, we have set up this whole entire precipice, especially since this isn't something involving Miriam, which is just adding more and more extra suspicion, and just Molly's feeling really itchy about an idea.
Oh, I can't wait.
So this is happening. This happens, and as a gentle reaction for the temperature of the pack that are here in the boat, the whale eye, which is when dogs get that fucking terrifying look at people that just say it just threw out. Priya cringes behind Molly a little bit, like holy fucking shit, like she's like, oh, kind of ambiently, you know what I mean? Miriam is used to it to an extent and doesn't flinch. And she actually, Cal, does not fight you. When you snatch the rudder back, she goes like this and kind of puts her hand up. And she sits back on the edge of the boat and she's very alert to the kayaker. She's right there ready to be shoved.
I know. Not the edge of the boat.
Do we want to start full wolf
It would be
PvP
so
on
easy.
a boat in the middle of the lake?
You can shove her if you want. Someone's going in the water if you shove her. That's like someone will end up in the water if you shove her. That's true. I'll give you that. Like
do it.
I think Molly is showing excellent restraint here.
I'm proud of you.
Yes. I'm shocked that Miriam's going to do her best to get her ass shoved in the water at some point, I'm sure. Just by existing.
Yes, but also we aren't sure if the water is safe in Spine Lake.
Oh, true.
And Molly does not want to wish.
Yummy.
It seems safe right now, but Molly does not want to accidentally put something.
I liked the tone.
She doesn't hate Miriam enough.
Take a drink.
She does not want to push Miriam as much as she hates her and dislikes her to her core, to her bone. She's not going to wish that on somebody just yet.
Too extreme of a punishment, basically. Like if it was normal water, maybe.
At current, it's too extreme considering the circumstances of what might be or might not be in the water. If the water's fine, full on body shove in.
Hold your nose. All right.
If it's not fine.
Well, you're a doctor.
Might take
Can't you
extra.
just test the water immediately and figure out what's wrong with it, just with your magic doctor powers.
Or your face.
That's hilarious enough. Just for the folks at home, Molly is a healer, but she does not have magical powers. The only one with magical powers in this game is our Howl skin. So that is Kellen. Molly has to heal you all with
Band-aids.
Band-aids, good old West. Yeah. And also good old West, Wild West rules at this point with using weird medicines and giving y'all actual vet stuff.
I want a poultice.
Just pour some whiskey on it and rub some dirt in. You're fine.
Chew some leaves and beautiful. Okay. So now that you have control of the boat, Cal, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to turn everybody away? You have the boat sort of rocks slower and you have a minute to decide.
Our end goal, I think, is still getting to the other side of the lake. But now that I've succeeded, I feel like I've taken this away from the interesting story that I want to go back to.
There'll be more interesting stuff. You can do whatever you want.
I know.
There's no missed opportunities.
There's always missed opportunity. No, it's fine.
You're a completionist, aren't you?
I am, but not as much as my wife. So Cal is going to guide the boat back towards where we were originally heading. But he's also going to turn to Miriam and say, "Do you recognize him? Is there some reason you were heading towards him?"
Look at his head. He hasn't turned around once. Watch. And then as you all watch, you see that although the kayak is trailing in circles, you only ever see the back of the kayaker's head. He never faces you, even though his body is rotating.
Oh, fuck. Is his head going like Exorcist all the way around?
His head's not moving. It's like owl, but reverse.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It just
It's
is
like owl, but reverse.
Yeah, like his shoulders are moving, like as he see the body, you know, he's kayaking along and he's moving, and pretty natural, except for you only see the back of his buzzed head.
What in the goddamn hell? All right, I'm open to thoughts from the gang before I make my decision here.
Alice, the man's spirit, investigate. Do you fence anything?
I don't. Not from this distance. We would have to get closer, and I. Well,
Then close
based
the
on how
boat,
things
Calvin.
have worked.
Sorry, say that again. I missed
Then
it.
close the boat. Molly, with me. Investigate for wounds. If he strikes at you, I murder
I'm
him.
sorry. I'm sorry. I believe I said I was looking for advice before I made my decision, not tell us what to do. Those were all good ideas, though, Yesaya. Thank you.
He's just going to
Cal,
stare. Like,
that's fine. He can stare. Cal absolutely flinches a little bit from the stare, but he'll shake his head, recover, and say, "All right, Hollis, Molly, thoughts?"
I mean, I can't see anything from this distance, but it doesn't.
Shoot
I
it.
mean, his head is turning around no matter what direction he's facing, it seems like, or heading, so it might be connected to
His
whatever
body?
is going on here.
Sorry, I know what you were going to say, but it might be connected to his body. We're not sure.
I mean, if
We
it
have
is,
questions.
then yeah.
did we
then
not come
his
here to get answers?
Spine is powderized at this point, but
I suppose when we met the moose, they didn't attack us even when provoked. So he might... Alright, simple democracy. I don't want to put any of you in danger without asking your permission first. Is anyone not comfortable with checking the boat? And the
Me,
personnel?
says Priya. She's cowering behind Molly.
Fair.
Cowardice.
Thank you, Priya.
yes,
Yesaya. Molly, thoughts?
Shoot it! 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 Shoot it!
Did anyone
And
bring
alert
a
everything
gun?
within a 3-mile radius. Genius plan.
The kayaker has begun to paddle away farther along it's a long lake, farther along the lake. Not
Miriam,
rushing, but
Miriam, I was going to ask your opinion next, but also, what's in that direction?
it's up north towards our territory.
Does it look like he could be heading towards your territory, towards your lodge?
Well, in the same way that heading north is heading towards their lodge.
All right. I release the rudder and, sort of gesture to Miriam that she can take it back, and let's just follow at a distance rather than rushing right towards him.
Miriam
I'd rather see what he does.
guns it.
Fucking
guns
god
it.
damn it!
She literally
love
does an
that. I love
action
her
movie
so much.
bullshit. She slams, as soon as you give her the reins, she puts one foot up Captain Morgan style, guns the rudder and whips out a silver knife and is like ready to fucking
I love
go.
her so much.
Honestly, if she wasn't with you, I might marry her.
She's a mess. That reflects on
By
you.
the way,
It's her funeral.
By the way, that I said that literally at the moment my wife walked into the room to feed the cat. So that's perfect timing.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. 100%.
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
I don't bash you at all.
Tell your wife she's
you've already
beautiful.
suffered.
The look I just got is definitely worse than the one Jedzia gave me.
Oh
It's
no.
far worse.
Uh-oh.
So much worse. Nothing. That's a
Cal.
literal godlike force
Mike.
bearing down on you immediately. No one can save
Mike.
you. Sorry.
Mike. Not
It's
all
nice
the
having
flowers
you in
and
the game,
chocolates
buddy.
in the
I'll see you
world are going to fix this. I'm sorry, buddy. You might have to spend a night somewhere else.
It's gonna be a 3-player game pretty soon. I hope you're
To
ready
be-
to pick up the slack, friends.
to be perfectly clear,
So-
my wife is totally okay with things I say during role-playing games, just in case
That's
anybody
fair.
watching was like,
It's hilarious.
"Oh my god!"
No.
No, it's fine.
We're all playing up to the bit, everybody.
I know.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
1, 2, 3, eyes on me. All right, so now that you've given to Miriam, she is going to take them immediately and run with them hard, like giving dog reins that you maybe shouldn't have because it seems calm, and the next minute it is mauling other dogs at the dog park. She guns it, sets it, gives Yesaya a look, which communicates hold the boat and start steering it, just silent look, and then she fucking jumps onto the kayak. It's like a 20-foot jump, and she just does a full-ass Wonder Woman, lands on it, the kayak spins, rolls almost. She grabs the thing by its head and yanks its head back, and then freezes in shock. And then hundreds of milk-white tentacles ripple out and snatch the kayak and Miriam under the water in a
Holy
horrible
shit!
gulping
I'm in the water.
splash.
Yep.
I'm in the
All
water.
right.
That's it. I'm gone.
do you-
Bye.
Do you wolf
Nope.
up mid-jump?
I don't think anyone. I don't think like the camera cut over fast enough to see. I think the camera swings around, the boat's gently rocking, and like I'm just not there anymore.
Yeah, there's just a big old splash in the water, and that's all we saw.
Jesus
Mhm.
fucking Christ, we should have brought a gun.
Nope. And Molly's just like digging through her pack, like, why did I not keep my pistol in here?
Couple of questions before we start getting rolling. Hold on while I try and
Yeah.
got some music here. I'm going to, let's see. So Yesaya, you don't grab the rudder when she hands it to you, right? Do you just kind of drop it? Well, question, what do you do with the rudder of this speeding boat before you jump in?
I
Like,
don't
what's
think
the
I think
status?
about that. I think I'm assuming someone here is capable enough to handle the boat.
Okay, we'll see. So who is going to, you all are in a boat that is shooting past this whole situation that you just witnessed. Pell-mell, who is going to catch the runaway boat?
I mean, I was holding the rudder earlier, so I assume I'm close enough to grab it.
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
But I will
think-
say it is it is a focused job. You're not going to be able to do too much
Yeah.
other than make sure this shit doesn't tip in
Yeah.
this moment.
And I think.
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think that would be Cal's focus in the moment. Grab it and get the boat under control, get people safe, rather than dive into the water as he probably initially wanted.
Yep.
I think you actually see like a ripple of fur, like he was about to wolf up and jump in, and then it immediately goes away as he grabs onto the rudder to keep the boat from flying off.
All right. So Cal, being a good alpha, snatches up the lead and makes sure that you all don't go fucking biting it in the middle of this lake. So that's actually very good alpha move. Yesaya, we'll get to you in just a minute. We know exactly what you're doing, but for now, I need to know what our others are doing. And I'd be curious to know what Molly is doing.
Molly is bracing Priya because Priya's at the back of the boat.
Who is screaming, by the way, and shaking because she is
all this.
just a normal lady.
Yes. But also because boat mechanics, for those of y'all who have not been on a boat, inertia still fucking works on it.
Uh-huh.
Priya is at the back. So basically,
yeah,
Priya could have fallen
falls.
off.
Yeah, she does. Thank you.
No,
for that.
not with Molly, because Molly just grabs the back of her shirt and
Lady, you're
yanks
so
her forward
smart.
into the
Thank you
tape.
for the advice. All right, you save her. You save her. You grab her and yoink, and you save her. Flings you like a limpet, and is clearly not feeling this whole experience. And she screams, "What the fuck, Miriam!"
Sentiments exactly, Priya. Sentiments exactly.
Hollis,
Actually,
what are you up to?
Oh man, that's a tough question. They would have been at the front of they would have been at the prow, like trying to keep an eye on the kayak. So I think like as soon as things get starting choppy, just hold on to the edge of the boat and try to look into the water and see if she can see where Yasea and Miriam have gone, and or whatever the fuck that was.
They've gone to the hentai place.
Odd. It's
Not on the show. Twitch, please don't. Twitch, please don't ban us. Please don't ban us. Please.
It was vague. It was vague. All right. Okay. Oh my gosh.
In the arms.
The pictures of dogs jumping on pools. In the arms of the Kraken. All right.
Get
Okay.
squeezed to death.
Yasea.
hi.
You nerds. Yasea, your body moves before your mind. You leap in human form right off the boat and surge into the water. And the first thing that you notice is there's this moment of almost nothingness, and then biting cold. Biting needles of cold prickling through your flesh, and immediate and unseasonably for summer cold water in this area. It's getting dark out, so it's hard to see. You can barely see past, your own hands as you begin to paddle and search for like what area you want to dive under for. You go ahead and you dive because there is simply no other choice. And you go down. Here's my question. How far down are you willing to dive?
There isn't a limit. It doesn't
All right.
matter.
Great.
The only thing that matters would be her, honestly.
Character death, page 90. No, just kidding. Okay. I wouldn't. That's one of our lines. But okay. In that case, Yasea, if you keep going, you can, and I'll say that you can reach and get to Miriam, but at a cost, you're going to take some harm. And the harm is going to be half drowned, is the title that we're going to call it. And I'm going to say that it's going to be pretty intense. I think you're going to be taking probably three moon phases of harm, which is big. Ooh. Are you willing to do that?
That's a third of your health. Yeah.
All right. Yasea, describe to me how, when you come upon the writhing mass of tentacles as they are shooting down below, and you just see a tiny hand sticking out and the knife falling out of it. How do you get there? Can you just paint a picture for us of what it looks like when you manage to get to Miriam? Because you do.
I think Yasea has remained in human form for the entirety of this dive, just desperately paddling as fast as he possibly can. Like, eyes are going bloodshot. There is a genuine, you can see, air rapidly escaping his lungs, and, he's constantly trying to reach her. And I think that last second, as it's trying to reach for her, something in it snaps, and the hand reaches out and, grips the tentacle and pulls the entirety of the mass. And assuming I go back up afterwards, the thing that emerges from the water in a writhing mass of Miriam and tentacles is not Yasea. At least not in a way any of you have seen him, maybe possibly ever for some of the youngers.
So what's different about it when you break the surface, holding Miriam and the tentacle, which is sort of sliding off and kicking as it dies? What do we see that shows us that you are different right now, that you've activated, that you've tapped into your next power level?
I'm going Super Saiyan. No.
Super
the first thing that's noticeable is that Yesaya is bigger, significantly bigger than he was even previously. He is now largely upper body. His arms hang almost down to his knees at this point. Where before he had sharper like nails, they are now almost like, I'd say, like 7-8 inch long knives out of the end of his hands. His fur is sharp and jagged scars that now begin to almost leak oily old blood are like dribbling down in tattooed patterns all down his arms. And like as he like bristles back and rips his hands around, there is like water droplets everywhere and like flecks of silver and crisscrossing patterns all around his back and arms. He's in hybrid form finally.
Oh, gorgeous. Yeah, that is
Holy
the
shit.
case. So you are able to come up. Cal, you see Yesaya break surface frantically. He's turning pale, like even like he's looking fucked up. Like you can see the veins on his neck standing out. He actually looks like maybe he's not actually breathing. He's not gasping enough for somebody that just was underwater for a good 5 minutes, which seems like forever in the real world. He's underwater.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you gonna come back around and grab him?
Oh God, yes, absolutely. I'm gonna
Sure you don't want to
turn the boat.
abandon him?
I mean, the thought crosses his mind, but we shouldn't listen to intrusive thoughts.
Molly
Cal-
almost did. Molly almost did.
Yeah.
You coming near me?
Cal is gonna turn the boat around and swing towards you and go, Molly Hollis, grab them. Pull Miriam in anyway. Yesaya, you gotta shrink so we can get you in the boat.
I don't know if I want
don't
to touch
think you get
that.
words. I don't think you get words for an answer.
Yeah.
Hollis will try to grab Miriam as we're passing.
Yesaya, in that moment, as Hollis out their arms to help, do you recognize your packmate as friend trying to help rescue Miriam, or do you lash out in your confusion?
I think he lashes out, unfortunately. Excuse me. I think
Yeah.
it lashes out.
Okay. Well then,
Everything is proceeding as we have
you-
foreseen.
all right then. So what I'd like is for you to roll teeth to maul, and go ahead and tell me what you get for that, and then we're gonna have a harm move for poor Hollis.
I'm just
It's
getting beaten up.
double threes for only 6 total, and I still have +0 in teeth.
Okay. All right. So you lash out. Now I'm going to have you make a harm, poor Hollis. So what you're going to do is roll your 2d6 plus guts. Sorry about the music, guys. I'm having a dum-dum moment. I'm trying to get it
It's
to
fine.
If you want, so if you have like the if you like click on the element like without like not the button but like the name beneath it, and then hit the,
Yeah.
like on the right side hit the properties.
Yeah,
and then
I have it
element.
open.
Yeah,
Element,
and an
okay.
element. There should be an option somewhere in that says loop. Scroll
Okay.
down through that,
We're scrolling.
or like loop on something to that, or maybe like
It
if not
says
then
random sequential shuffle.
make that shuffle, but that should be shuffle.
It is on shuffle.
And then is there anything beneath it?
No.
Hmm.
First
fix it when we
sample
get on break,
delay
don't you
at
worry.
0. Okay. Thank you. On break, we'll make it
No
happen.
problem.
But for now, let's see what
Mhm.
happens. Let's at least see who survives. Okay.
Yeah.
Hollis.
Don't phrase
did
it
you
like
roll-
that.
Did you roll your well, actually, shit. Yesaya, what are you trying to do to Hollis? Are you trying to drag them into the water with you, or are you trying to shove the boat away? Like, what are you?
I think he just swings like backhanded as hard as possible. If he hits the boat and like shoves it away, that's fine. I don't think.
Okay.
I think
You're gonna
his
capsize the
overall
fucking
goal
boat.
is that. I think his overall goal is that nothing gets close to Miriam. Is the idea.
Okay. Hollis, our beloved innocent angel baby, please roll 2d6 plus guts. And then
Okay.
tell
If
me
it
what
helps
you
you feel
get.
better, I'm sorry and I love you.
I don't blame you. You're going off of instinct.
Uh
The 7?
Oh, you got a 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
That could be worse.
All right, so you got a 7 to 9. So you have a few choices to make here. You have to choose fight or flight. So if you choose flight, you leave the scene, and we'll talk through how that looks. Not the game, just the scene.
Right.
If you choose to fight, I get to pick something for you.
Wow.
Things I could pick include lose your footing, lose your grip on something or someone, lose track of something or someone important, or you miss noticing something important. So those are things I can pick. But do you want to fight or flight? And I know it's a mean question to ask. I know it's a nasty one.
It's a nasty, nasty question.
Nasty.
I'll say fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm going to say that it's as straightforward as you lose your footing and you get swatted off, and everybody who cares to look, Hollis just was a skipping stone and is now halfway across the fucking lake, skidding
God.
on their back, going so hard. You can hear almost concrete-like cracks as their back hits the water again and again and again. And Priya screams helpfully, "Fuck!"
Yeah, thanks, Priya.
Oh, do I take harm from that? Just before we move on.
Actually, not in this case, because
Oh,
he
cool.
rolled a 6. But you do
Nice.
take spiritual, emotional, pride damage, and it looks cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you basically got swatted really. Have you ever been like smacked by a kid or something?
I fucking showed
And
an
it stings,
anime,
but
dude.
you
That's fucking
don't-
wild.
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I was literally just thinking of like Luffy versus Kaido.
Yeah, that's just.
It hurts, but you're
Yeah.
also a
Priya
werewolf.
screams. So here, the wonderful thing is, Priya screams "fuck." Molly is just glaring death at Yasea, or what was Yasea, because it is Old Ironsides or Silversides.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, baby.
boy.
That
Problem
is not her pack
Silversides.
member anymore, in her fucking eyes.
What are you gonna do about it?
If she only had her fucking gun.
Oh, you don't need guns. You're werewolves.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
me.
True. Oh, beautiful. She doesn't need
Come on.
guns.
You want scrap? You want scrap? Come on, bring it. Let's go.
God.
Come on, bring it in. Run them hands. Let's go.
Unfortunately, Molly does have a wide array of scalpels in her medical bag for incisions and the like.
All right,
You
man,
gonna
come
use 'em?
inside me then. What's up?
She's gonna toss one just straight home.
Okay,
Yasea.
I'm gonna have Miriam make a roll because you all are sure doing some stuff.
I love it when she.
Well,
makes
she's
rolls.
more to make sense. Molly is tossing one. If it hits Old Ironside or Silversides, more so she's trying to get rid of the mass of tentacles that is also trying to suffocate Miriam. If Miriam also gets injured in the process,
Just a bonus. So,
no. Anyway.
to clarify, the tentacle was ripped. So
Okay,
to give
so
you
the
more information, yeah,
Okay.
the tentacle is sort of kicking and flapping, and it's sinking
But
below. It's like severed, so you don't have to worry about that. If that gives you more data to
perfect,
work with.
beautiful. That's
You can still throw a scalpel at Yasea or Miriam. that is still
throwing
an
it at Miriam is not a good option because if Miriam dies, that's not great for us and the rest of the boat.
Okay.
Oh man, Molly acted on impulse and gremlin thoughts, but how else? How else?
You know what, Molly? What do you see about Miriam, whose face is bobbing in the water kind of on Yasea's shoulder, but is getting splashed with water? How do you know that she is in true danger? What about the glimpses of her are you seeing that tells you this is going to get dire really fast for Miriam?
I think it's the same half-drowned state as Old Ironsides. Probably even worse because of the tentacle, nearly crushing her entire insides, pulling her down with. When you hit water at high velocity, that is crushing pressure.
Yeah.
Don't ask why I know all this stuff, please.
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters, but also grew up near a lake reservoir and hearing unfortunate stories about people and
Oh, I
and
just
a
assumed you
drainage
had a weird
hole.
search history.
Nope. Good old, just living around town with unfortunate stories of drowning. It's just facts and also Mythbusters. But that Miriam's probably hanging on by a thread, if nothing else. Yet.
You're correct.
And Molly
It is as you
probably
say.
isn't sure if she can even save Miriam. Miriam might be too far gone.
Yeah. It is exactly as you say, because you... All right, going over to...
So
as
Molly,
your back gets shredded open from the goop, goop, goop,
God.
plop, you plop.
She was.
As you plop and begin to sink underneath the waters, what forewarns you and foreshadows that you're about to get fucked?
Hmm.
Not in that way. Stop making that face.
Yeah. My mind was not there, but
Falsely accused. Sorry.
I'm ragging on you.
I know. I'm playing along.
I
Shit,
think
I'm guilty. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you caused this issue, you son of a bitch.
you put her in this position.
Absolute menace. This could have turned out real different.
I could have, but we're here now. So
Here we are.
It's
just you should have dominated me harder, Foxy.
You just draw like Redford.
God
How
damn
will
it.
we do?
Okay. Back to Hollis. Back to Hollis with the
okay.
foreword.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. So I think what I see is just kind of like a flash of light just across my vision really quick, just like something out of the corner of the eye that you can't really like see,
Yeah.
but just a flash in whatever direction whatever it is coming from.
Yeah. You do. You see a flash, and that is just in time for you to kind of paddle your way to sort of an upright position, treading water, and it's getting dark and really disorienting at this point, unfortunately, because now it's sort of hard to tell which way is up a bit. Like, you can tell because eventually you'll start floating, but it's like, it's a little bit, And in the waters before you, you see slowly coming out of the silty murk a large, flat face the size of a pickup truck, slowly creeping towards you. Wet, slippery, giant, long, curved lips.
Okay.
Two long tentacles curling out the sides and two bulging milky eyes. This seems to be, if you had to say, a catfish. If a catfish was the size of a school bus, maybe. And it starts to open its mouth and come towards you.
I am
What you
going
gonna
to
do?
start swimming away as fast as fucking possible.
You do. You swim for it. And unfortunately, the motion, it seems tracking the vibrations or the motion or something. Who knows how it's doing it? But this creature seems to have sort of got its tendrils on you, and it is coming for you. So you have a couple of moves here. You can turn around and face it, or you can swim for what seems to be an underground beaver dam. You can see the murk of that. Theoretically, if you could get into that series of underwater rocks and branches and stuff, that could be a place to hide. What do you want to do? That seems to be kind of the option, or whatever else you want. Those, just to paint you a picture, are two things that Hollis could theoretically pick.
I think I am gonna head for the dam.
Okay. You dart into the dam just in time for a blubbery smack to kind of hit and shake all the branches behind you as the giant catfish crashes into it behind you. Feels great. All right, we're gonna switch camera now.
Is it
For
missing
now,
a
you are
whisker?
safe.
Is it missing a whisker, by the way? Catfish
Hard
have
to
whiskers
see.
that could be confused for tentacles. By the way,
Hard to see. You could go check it out.
I know, thank you. But
Okay.
just theorizing the question here, in case we do get a better look at it.
Possibly, yes. It's entirely possible. Like,
Actually,
Beautiful.
really quick, was the coloration similar to the moose?
yes.
The moonsters? Okay, cool.
Just
Just
it's
making
sort
sure
of that
it's
milky,
close.
pearly color. It was a glimpse, and it was out of the murk, and so it's, a bit hard to tell, but it's giving that.
That's not good catfish. That is an awful catfish. We should not eat that.
Yeah.
Do not
No.
eat that catfish.
Undercooked.
Okay, but hear me out. Fried, that much fried catfish.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
my
That would
God.
feed us for a
Can
year.
can we kill it first? Can we kill
We'll
it
kill
first?
it and then we can do it.
I
Yeah.
would like to kill it first, please. Thank you.
We can murder it first and then we'll decide what we're doing with it. But I'm telling you right now, as a person who grew up eating catfish, that is the wrong color for a catfish to be.
That's beautiful. That's wonderful. I'm just letting you know. I'm fine. I'm not red carding or anything, but the levels of do not like that I am reaching right now are at critical mass. Okay? All right? Critical masses of do not like right now, friends. I
Okay.
need it
Let me
dead.
know if
I
it
need
wanders
gone.
past a boundary, but if it's the then I shall sally forth.
We're good. Let's do it. I just
As
wanna
long
get-
as
I just wanna
Jase is allowed to kill it, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yep. I think they're the only one who can probably kill it. We'll
It's
see.
kaiju
No,
fight.
believe in yourself.
Although-
Well, hold on, guys. Let me talk to it first.
Oh my god, Cal.
Amazing. All right, so quick thing for Yesaya. You have, with 3 harm now, you are taking a until you are healed condition of half drowned. And that means that you cannot yell. You can only whisper when you speak because your lungs are heavy, and you are not able to move as quickly as usual because you simply do not have enough air in your lungs at this time. So you are hindered. You're not dead somehow, but you are hindered. So that's how it is. Got it?
I am ancient beyond the concept of death.
Yeah, a little water, whatever, shampoo. You got this. All right, beautiful. Cal, how you feeling?
Well, as much as I joked about it, I think it's time for Cal to try to talk Isaiah down. I am gonna attempt to use Who's a Good Wolf, which is one of my alpha special moves.
What does it do?
So when I ask a packmate to make a move, by praising them or emotionally boosting them, give them +1 on that move. So in this case, I think Cal would sort of shakily stand up in the boat, put his hands out, and say, Isaiah, I know you. The last thing you want to do was hurt your packmates. We have a real threat here. Stop swiping at us. Please. And that gives you a +1 to whatever move you need to make to get the fuck calmed down.
What if
Okay.
I don't wanna? No, I'm kidding.
Then you can't murder the catfish.
Let's see.
I mean, you could eventually murder the catfish if you don't calm down. You just have to murder all of us first. Because we're
Get out of the
closer.
fucking way.
So for this one, the way that it's gonna Mikey, I love that you thought of doing that. For PBTA, though, it's a little different in this case because I didn't have Fox yet. So
Okay.
unlike in D&D and other stuff, you don't have to worry about giving bonuses at this time. But if I ask Foxy to make a roll, interject and hop
Okay.
in there with that for sure.
Okay.
Kind of respond to me when you making a mean move then. But for now, he's had the consequence.
Yeah.
that
Okay.
So
Cool.
instead, you could role play that out, like as you speak.
Yeah.
That's a perfect time for you two to decide. Yesaya, you hear your alpha's voice compassionately calling to you, and you feel Miriam's body more and more limp, and her head is just lolling into the water at this point. She's very much unconscious, and through the
Well.
thunder of your own heartbeat, you can.
I think he turns to Cal and in like a guttural whisper, given I can't yell right now, responds in a tongue that is absolutely not English or anything close to it. Thus is impossible to translate. I think he just turns to whatever looks like the closest piece of shore and leaps for it as hard as possible.
You're gonna swim for shore.
Okay.
I think it's less a swim and more of just like a, I'm gonna like
Hulk
leap as
leap.
far as I possibly can.
I hear you.
Love it.
It's a bit tricky to do in the water.
Okay,
You probably
yeah,
have to
I
get
can't
your
hit the
feet on
bottom. That's
something.
true. That's fair.
And
Alright,
it's
that's
quite
fair.
far
Just
down.
slap
But
the
you
water
can
real hard.
definitely, no, you can definitely start full ass like swimming. That also is a thing. Water is cumbersome, frustrating. If you were on land, you would have this, but you're not. So
No,
what you
that's fine.
can
I
do
will
is
happily-
start making
yeah.
a beeline towards the shore.
Happily. I think that's the call right now. I think Cal's managed to get through, and I am briefly at least considering the most important thing, which is that the woman in my arms looks to be dying, and I'd like that to not be the case. Thanks.
Okay. You start heading over. Shoot off. You all see Isaiah just turn around and start like power swimming to the far shore that you guys were heading to. And now we are in the boat. We have Hollis in a beaver dam pursued by mutant catfish. We have Rainy, scalpels and potential meds and crying temporary packmate at hand.
Actually, this is
Oh,
going to
shit.
sound a little rude. But Priya is in severe emotional distress. Molly's going to just look at her, take open one of her just rifle through her pill section of her med kit. Double check to make sure she's got the right pill. Pop open the cap, make the dose, and hand it to Priya, and just go, take this.
But you
She's
didn't
giving her
wrap it in
sedatives.
cheese. Just kidding.
Just a
Need to
jar
wrap it in
of peanut butter in the
cheese.
bag. Yeah.
Interesting. So you're basically telling a woman that you met a night ago to take mysterious drugs from you in one of the
It's-
most dangerous
it's-
situations.
It's sedatives. Molly has sedatives, but it's like it's werewolf capacity. I can't tell you it's not like horse sedatives, but it's like that shit. It's tranquilizers in pill form for werewolves, just to knock her the fuck out, because Priya's probably not wanting to be awake at all right now.
What do you tell Priya to get her to trust you in this moment of vulnerability? She's paying attention to you, like you're holding her these drugs in your hands and you're trying to get her to. What do you say that convinces her? Because you're going to do it, but how? Show us how.
Molly's just looking at Priya dead on, just, Priya? Right now, we are seeing a lot of shit. There's no doubt in my mind that you're going to have to deal with a lot of therapy after this, but take these pills, hon. They're gonna knock you out the way you don't have to witness the rest of this. If you don't want to.
Priya takes the pills. All right.
Do you
And
mean I
now,
can sleep through my trauma?
Priya-
Thank you.
I'm going to say this now, Rainy. Priya does take the pills, and now the situation is in my control. So I'm deciding how much they work, and I'm deciding how this is going to look going forward. But you succeed. This woman literally takes drugs from you in the middle of this. You have the charisma of the fact that this woman looked at you and went, okay, taking sedatives from this person I met last night seems safer.
Well, a
than
different
being
pack,
conscious
May.
for
A different pack.
All right, so that is the case, indeed.
Either Priya is too trusting, Molly's too charismatic, and is very leering dangerously close on alpha charisma, or it's a combination of the two.
There we go. All right. With all of this bullshit happening, I really have to pee. This might be a good time for us to do a break. So
Thank you.
if that's
I
all
was gonna say the same
right.
thing.
I also have to pee super bad.
Oh,
So.
okay. It's all the water. Okay, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're going to do an intermission here. Thank you for coming to watch us on Neon Lights Roleplay. We'll be back in 5 to 7 minutes, ready to see what happens next. Bye. All right, everybody. Welcome back. we're going to open up in media res with our Howl, Hollis, who is currently scrambling through an underwater maze of brambles and logs and mud of a beaver dam, partially underneath the water, as a giant, blubbery, school bus-sized catfish pursues. Hollis, I am going to give you an option here. You are going deeper into the beaver's den. That sounds so stupid. You're going guys, we're gonna restart stream. Wait, I'm gonna write the notes. The notes for the session are gonna be into the beaver's den. And it's gonna sound so stupid.
Oh dear God.
Anyway, okay. Everybody, silence.
I think you KO'd
All right.
Foxy.
Everyone be quiet. You're going deeper into the beaver's dam, and unfortunately, it's getting a little small and crowded for you. So you're either going to have to stop. Why are we what did I miss?
I was laughing at a reaction Foxy had. Please keep going. Sorry.
Okay, good. Thank you. Foxy, stop distracting. So you're at a point now where you are running on instinct now. And I'm actually going to ask you to roll plus barrel to use the move Act on Instinct, because what I'm going to have you do is Hollis to use their superhuman abilities to act under this extreme threat, because you need to find a way to get the hell out of here before this thing turns you all into wood chips. With all of this, you know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm just glad it hasn't, like, you know, backdrafted the water through its gills and sucked me back, so we'll see.
Good idea.
Hey, don't put that idea in her head.
I'm just saying. Well, good news. I got an 11.
Oh, beautiful.
So.
All right. So, go ahead and describe how you escape this predicament, where you want to be positioned after it, because you hella succeeded, and give it some flourish, like play it up for the camera. This is your moment. Okay. And I am adding now +1 pack pool. So good job filling that shit back up. All right. So camera zooms in on you as you escape this fucking horrifying into the beaver's den moment. What happens?
So really quick, you said it was completely underwater, or is it like partially submerged, partially?
It's largely underwater, but you can tell us how much of it isn't, because you rolled an 11. So at this point, you tell us how you've gotten farther, you've done, like, tell us what you see, because the fiction is now yours.
Okay.
In this area.
All right. So what happens is I am just literally grabbing and clawing my way through the branches, not giving a shit if it's catching on my clothes or anything. And out of the corner of my eye, I see another glimmer of light, kind of like that intuition that told me to, like, move when the catfish appeared. And I look up, and there's a little glimmer of sunlight, just like the last little shred of sunlight through branches above me, and I start climbing and clawing my way up towards it. And just kind of pushing my way through probably a back exit, quote unquote, of the dam that the beavers probably put in for just getting up to the top or anything like that. So just clawing my way through the branches, getting through, being able to pop out and just kind of push myself off and back towards shore.
You do. You scramble up onto shore, and you succeed very greatly. You badass fucking werewolf, even in human form. You just smash out of that goddamn beaver dam and roll up onto the shore, and panting, and oh my god, you know, tense. You look out and you're able to take in the tableau. So here's what you see. You see, still in the middle of the goddamn lake, you see the shape of Yesaya, presumably still holding Miriam, jetting out. He's actually coming towards you, towards the side of the lake. So that's a thing. You see him coming towards you, pell-mell as quick as he can go. But behind him, you see that half of the pack is still on the motorboat. And looks like things are still kind of chaotic over there. Water is moving a lot. And as you're looking, you see a white shape. You see this from a distance, and we're going to cut to you all in the boat. As the kayaker flies out of the water, floppy and limp on the end of a tentacle, glowing slightly as it's waved in the air like an anglerfish lure. Floppy and uncapped, and it swings down like a kraken's tentacle to slap down on the top of the boat. Let's go to our boat friends.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're having a great day.
You see
Sure
what
are.
Hollis saw, but you see it up close, and it's great. So as this
Great.
thing comes down, tell me what you do. How are you going to handle this situation?
I think Cal would immediately go into full werewolf form and just kind of like panickedly just like stick his hands up to try and stop it from crushing the boat.
You do. You know why? Because you're a
Why?
fucking werewolf. So describe how you transform and Hercules this fucking tentacle, and it
Okay.
works.
So Cal is still holding on to the rudder. I don't think we stopped the boat, so it's gonna be a
No, we
problem
have
in
not.
a minute. But he's gonna let go of the rudder in just a panic and kind of like stand up from his seat. And at the same time as he stands up from his seat, this transforms and grows another like 2 feet, and slams his hands and claws into the tentacle and just.
Yes. So you do this. You do. The boat, whoosh, it like, because now you weigh like,
Yeah.
and as the thing, but it holds, kind of bobbing in the water. And I would like to take a moment to ask Rainey,
Mhm.
what is heroic about this moment with Cal, seeing it up close? Tell us what is so special and heroic about this moment as he stands over you, physically protecting you and Priya and the boat from getting made into toothpick.
I think it's specifically just that Cal stepped up, and instead of it's just Cal stopping the tentacle like the old superhero movies of like Superman catching the falling rebar beam right above, just it's just that. It's Molly
It's
is at a loss for
magnificent.
words. It's magnificent. It is. Molly is a slight bit lost for words outside of that, if you were to even ask her. But also at current, she is ran for the rudder and has decided to cut the engine, because at this point it's going to be rougher for them to keep the boat going, keep it stable when it's Cal now facing off against this monstrosity, and there's something else in the water.
Not to mention jazz.
Yeah, we'll get to you, Saya.
No,
Alright.
that's it.
Don't worry
Yesaya
about
is
me.
the other something else right now.
I'm just out
Because
here
Molly,
thugging. Don't worry
because we
about
don't
me.
know
What you mean?
we don't know about the catfish yet, because we
Mhm.
didn't see the catfish. We've only seen that thing. The other monstrosity is old Silversides.
Yeah.
I'm just out here thugging. I don't know what you're talking about.
So Cal, you catch the slippery thing as it down, and you dig your claws into it, and you get a grip on it. It's like the ultimate terrible calamari texture. And like you hold it, and you're able to kind of use the momentum to kind of like jujitsu it a little bit so that it sort of slithers away. It flaps on the water. It belly flops on the water with a loud smack, and the wave is like moving the now stilled boat because because Molly cut the rudder or cut the motor, and now you're not spinning about wildly. And the thing is flailing on the surface of the water, and you start to hear bloop, 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 and giant bubbles the size of like yoga balls are like bloop coming to the surface. That's not a great description, but it's like they're big. These giant bubbles are coming to the surface and blurping and making that horrible oil smell when they pop.
Molly, gun it, gun it, gun it.
Immediately, you hear just the ripcord of the motor start once again, and Molly's just straight on towards shore.
Yes, aye, Captain. All right. Zooming forward, the camera shoots off, and you, Yesaya, you are now on shore safely with Miriam, and you're able to drop her onto the shore, and she is completely unconscious. 100% unconscious right now. Your claws are too long and dangerous to do any kind of fine work. Your teeth are too large to give mouth to mouth. What are you going to do? If you touch her, you could shred her like wet paper because you are too berserk.
I think it hovers over her form slowly and like lets out a breath heavy with steam and pressure and like bristles, kind of unsure of exactly what to do before I think instincts and commotion eventually pushes it back towards the water, as if he can't help her, the best thing it can do is end the thing threatening her.
Yeah. There's a moment I'm going to give you, because now you two are finally next to each other, and you can join each other on the sand and have a second to actually like not be trying to solo a tentacle. So Hollis,
Just imagining the figure of like Hollis coming up on like onto the shore and just looking up. Oh.
A very wet dog.
Oh god, the smell.
Yeah, that's gonna be unpleasant later, but that'll be for later. So I am going to actually try to harness.
You want to harness the wolf?
If that's all right. Yes.
She's super
Harness
all
the
right.
wolf.
I love that.
Harness the wolf.
That's pretty
So-
alright. That's pretty alright.
So to harness the wolf, can you walk us through what that will look like? Because I see.
Yes. So from the book, basically means like when you use your wolf senses or instinct, in either form, like the heightened sense of smell, hearing, hunting, etc., to find something, someone, or find out information, you roll for feral. And yeah, I
Is it heart?
potentially get a couple of cool things going. So
I think it's plus heart. Or is that an ability you have that
oh,
switches into feral?
heart. Sorry, yeah, no. Or wait,
Yeah. So
that's
roll
weird.
plus heart. On a hit, you ask the
Yeah.
MC questions? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
You want to go for it?
That might be a typo in the book because it says heart next to the move, but it says roll feral and the
It might
be
in the actual thing. So
I mean, it might be a variant thing where if you have a
Yeah.
specific move, you can roll it with heart instead of feral,
Yeah, is that the
or
case
roll for
Hal? Let me-
feral
let me
instead of
check.
heart.
I don't
I
know.
want to make sure you get the bonuses you need. Let's see. So page 120, harness. Where are you seeing feral?
Like right after someone or find out information, it says roll plus feral.
Okay.
I have heart in my skill thing for harness the wolf.
Yeah, it does say it has the heart signifier next to the actual title.
Yeah, I'm
So-
sorry about that. It looks like it is. Do you still want to have a go at it?
No worries. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
my heart's better than my feral, so
I love it. Strong
I'm
heart.
fine with that.
All right, roll heart and tell us what you get. Let's see.
Alrighty. Please be good. 9.
A 9? That's good.
So yeah, still good.
On a 7 to
but-
9, you can ask one of the questions in this list.
All right.
Can you read the
Uh,
list out for us, just to give us an idea of what?
Of course. So basically, I get to ask the MC, who is the weakest here, or where's the trail / where's my prey, or
Mhm.
what is the strongest emotion in this location? What do they really want? What is the biggest threat to the pack? What smells wrong here? Who or what is dominant in this situation? Where is the escape route / route through? Or where does the pack need to be?
All
so I
right.
get to ask one of those.
You do. Make it count.
I am going to ask, what is the biggest threat to the pack?
Mm. Okay. So as you close your eyes for a minute and you access the calm place inside of you, the place that you meditate in, the place that allows you to access spaces that others can't, you go to that place and you ask this question of your wolf inside. And your wolf speaks to you and they say, disunity, fracture, that is the greatest threat right now. And as you look around, you see Isaiah half mad. You look and you see the moment of your alpha throwing a tentacle off, but you see the moment of Priya swaying drunkenly on the back of the motorboat as it shoots along. And it's not looking great. You all are physically split up, and there's one very big, unpredictable thing lurching right by you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Biggest threat is disunity and possibly Isaiah.
Oh boy.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
Even though I'm the problem skin, but whatever.
Oh yeah, don't worry. There's plenty of problems to be had.
Oh yes. All right. Sorry, debating with myself for a second. Yeah.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah, no worries. Hollis is going to shift into hybrid mode
Nice.
because that'll be a form that Silverside's probably recognizes the best, and will plant herself in front of it and just look up at it and see if she can get Isaiah's attention.
Yeah.
Oh,
Isaiah.
no question. Yeah, no question. I think the moment you shift, its snout shifts in your direction, and it just kind of squares its shoulders and lurches down, almost like snout to snout with you almost at this point.
We need your help. Are you in there, Isaiah?
Nal akitum awan adaya.
Well, you're speaking, so I hope that is a yes.
I mean, are you listening for me with anything besides your ears?
I mean, yeah. I would say yes.
Very much with your heart. I'll give you that.
Then I think what your eyes don't see, but I suppose your soul does, given the way your powers work, is that underneath all of this, behind it, below it, however your perception perceives it, Yesaya, the one I've come accustomed to seeing, is there. There is a massive, almost like manacle about his neck. The chain goes off into nowhere, and he just kind of looks at you. You aren't sure if that means that something in him is being held back, or if he is holding something back.
Let's rescue our pack. Miriam will be fine.
The howl calls. I answer.
Yes.
So fucking
Yes.
cool.
Jules,
That was
All right,
so
okay.
God, that's
Holy
amazing.
shit!
All right. For this show, solidarity +1 pack, because that moment is sick as hell and is going in the show trailer. For
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Sorry,
How do you?
immediately
So
ruined
no, it was amazing. So Hollis, in this moment of great need, you did something that very few could do. Probably not Molly, probably not Cal, definitely not Priya. You managed to get Yesaya to connect with you, even in this state that he is in, which is probably very hard for him too. How do you feel? Spirit Whisperer?
Partially relieved, but also understanding that there is a lot going on right now that I don't fully understand and that will probably never be answered, but we need to get the fuck on it right now, so... Definitely relieved that he's not going to backhand me into the lake again.
For sure.
My fault, you know?
No. I
Happens.
don't blame you.
Hey,
I don't blame
Night's young. There's still time for backhanding.
Please.
Still time for
Backhand
extra.
me some fucking seafood right now, frankly, god damn it.
you.
Please
Sounds good to me.
serve us up
So-
some good stuff.
All right, so I shall. All right, so here comes Molly captaining this boat, this little motorboat. You shoot across the water with such speed and power. It is. Tell us how the hell do you make it so this goddamn boat doesn't crash halfway into the when you come shooting up the gravel shore towards your companions and join? What do you do to prevent yeeting yourselves halfway into a different area?
It's as simple as
Counterthought.
she.
Don't. Just for the news.
Wow. Okay.
We avoided
Yes, please. Let's make Molly the entire pack ruiner. All right, I see how it is.
That's an option.
It sure is an option, but it's not an option Molly will take. It is as simple as just the per usual modus operandi that she has done with this entire accursed thing is cut the engine just at the point enough that it glides
Yeah.
to
Controlled.
shore. It's more of a controlled glide, but I will say, because Molly's not an active, avid boater, this is the extent of what she knows how to pilot these things. I will say this boat's probably the bottom side is a little more roughed up. It's not like it's gonna be poking any holes anytime soon, but there's gonna be some nasty scrapes that might need waxed out later, eventually.
All right. In a totally badass Tokyo Drift ass moment, you totally do this. You do a boat Akira, just
Yes,
grabbing,
I do.
spraying up,
Fucking
you know,
Appalachian
clattering.
drift.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it so fucking much.
Yeah, and now the pack is all together just in time to hear an unholy warble that sounds like a cello note being shaken as out of the water rears the blubbery, horrible head of this giant catfish, and it lifts up its whiskers, which are in fact the tentacles that we saw earlier, and on either end, one of them is the limp dead body of a woman being flapped around, and the other is the full kayaker on the kayak being flapped about. They're clearly being used as lures to try and bring you all in.
Oh, it's got
two
two.
whiskers.
That's so fucking cool. God, that was so
Oh
cool.
man.
So if we did not go on the boat or interacted with the kayaker, we probably could have gotten the Oh, that is so cool.
You're so
Oh.
good. You're so good at this. You're so good at this.
gross.
I love it.
I'm still gonna hurt you guys no matter how many compliments. All right.
That's
We
okay.
encourage
We
it.
just
Want you to hurt
we're
us.
just telling you right now. We are not
So-
mad by being hurt by this.
Good. All right. So here's how this is going to go. You all, it seems, have chosen to face this and fight. Am I right? Or are you guys
Yep.
going to try and book it? Okay. So you all turn around. Let me know what forms. Hollis, werewolf form.
Yep.
Yesaya, werewolf form. Yes. Rainy or Molly and Cal. Cal, werewolf form.
Yeah.
Molly, do you
Molly's
stay
still
in
human.
still human form? Priya turns into werewolf form and staggers up to join everybody as well, with her hackles peeled back. She's ready to go.
Is she fighting the sedative right now, or?
She is drooling a little bit and swaying, but she is like snarling.
Oh,
She's a cool looking werewolf too. She actually
She's a
has long.
werewolf. She's
in her human form, she actually has a long braid. Her ruff is like turned into sort of like a sliding braid down her back.
Oh,
It's
that's
very,
so
very
cool.
cool. Yeah. And she's snarling, and she's just as big as everybody else in werewolf form. So she is super ready to go. Like, when shit hits the fan, werewolves step up. So she may have been
Yeah.
scared in a minute, but she's like, nope, time to fight.
Time to fight a catfish.
Yeah.
She's just she's disassociating right now. with
She's on
It's all
cloud
like so
nine, but she's
sedative.
ready to
She's
go.
off.
Somebody face it. Face it,
We
bring it
We
around.
just turn her around. Okay,
Oh,
if
yeah.
everybody else is werewolf form, and just in terms of solidarity, but also, wonderful game, My Stray.
Mm.
I had shared with Percy before Percy left an intimate moment in terms of forcing a spill.
Mm-hmm.
I have to give in, like, I believe I have to make a give in to the wolf roll the next time I feel threatened. And this is a pretty big damn threat. Ain't it?
What? Holy shit, when did this happen? Was this a couple games ago?
It was the
What
last
the
episode
school?
Percy had before he had to go. It was the last episode with Steve.
shit. Wait, walk me to where that is so we can follow for it.
All right, so my intimacy move. If you and another PC share an intimate moment, then the overwhelming sense of being at the heart of the pack again damages your control of the wolf. The next time you feel under threat, you must make the move. Give in to the wolf.
I love this session. I
This
love
is
this
the best.
session so much.
Thank you for bringing that up, Rainey. You are an honest player. I would remember that. It's going to make stuff interesting one way or the other.
Well, we had
Let's
reskinned this
see.
as more intimacy moves and not as how her book said it, so that's why it didn't cross my mind until, wait, causing a spill was pretty much intimate emotion sharing,
Yeah.
and Molly got really heavy
She
about
did.
being back in the pack.
Yeah.
All right, let me open up Give In to the Wolf here, and we will see what wonders await.
Because remember, Molly's logical mind is, after I accidentally moved my own darn sheet, oopsies.
Was that you?
That was me.
Oh, what
My
is
bad.
that, Hollis? What page?
118.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, awesome. I've still got my papyrus here, so it takes me a minute. All right, for Give In to the Wolf, you're going to roll feral. So go ahead and roll feral. What's your feral modifier? Just out of curiosity.
It is a +1 because
Okay.
I had changed it, but that is, I could still roll pretty low.
All right, go for it.
Oh my goodness. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oh no!
That's a 4.
Oh no.
Oof.
Surprising nobody, by the way.
Yep.
I'm curious, like.
Considering that I
Okay.
announced that I was going to roll terrible.
Yep.
yeah.
Okay, so here's my question. Checking in with you. I know at the beginning when we were talking about the game, you were understandably kind of wanted to be thoughtful about moments of another person taking over control of Molly in a narrative
Mhm.
moment. This would be what's happening. If we choose to go this route, I would be taking over Molly for
Mhm.
the rest of the scene and dictating what Molly in feral mode does. However, if that's not of interest to you, we can definitely find a different way to swing it, because I understand that can be a lot during like a climactic scene. What are your thoughts?
I think, because this is a climactic scene and this is the pack coming together, you and I workshop it together. You give me the ideal direct instincts that Molly would be following, and I tell you how she follows them to the T.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. We'll work together. Okay, well, in that case, my first prompt for you. What does it look like? No. Okay, hold on. No.
At the very least,
Okay. I got this
my fair
idea.
game, my stray, I will let you take over with describing how Molly goes feral first.
Oh shit. Oh hell yeah, I get to do. All right. Oh damn.
Oh,
So Molly,
I want a
Akira's the
boat.
boat, steps off of it, and as she steps, her foot melts into werewolf form, graceful and perfect in transition. The camera shoots up, werewolf form. She starts to jog towards the water. The jog turns into a Terminator sprint.
Oh Yes!
The Terminator sprint turns into some anime bullshit.
It sure fucking does. She's getting speed lines.
And as this happens, I actually want Yesaias, wherever he's at inside of him in this moment, what makes you proud of Molly in this moment as she runs by you so fast your fur swishes? Like, what surprises you in this moment? What is really cool about this moment that you see?
Oh,
Even in the state you're in.
Easily, I think as like the thing that once was Josiah barely turns their head to acknowledge the Molly speeding past them. I think that same spiritual figure of Yesaya with the shackle about his neck that we saw Alice see notices this, gives a very low nod, as I think, in Raina, you can inform me here, I think outside of her first transformation upon turning, this may be one of the only times Yesaya has seen Molly willingly turn like werewolf. And I think
This is the first time she's been back in her skin, so to speak.
And I think he is. I think seeing not just her, but so many members of his pack like fully embrace themselves for like the first time in a while. I think he has this low smile in that spiritual form, and one of the bolts about the manacle just comes undone and falls away.
This is so fucking cool in my head right now.
Right.
That's such a. It was. I'm so proud. Good job, me, for asking. Okay, so
Yeah, good job.
Also, question for you, Molly. So, what does we've seen Molly once, but what does Molly's werewolf form look like? Talk about the corgi butt.
The corgi butt. Yes. So, Molly, in her general like, her fur takes on her general what her hair was. This sort of random, very loose waves, but on other days, very much distinct curls, as it were. But it's much more of a looser wave. There is a much thicker scruff about her on her neck, a bit much thicker puff, akin to a corgi. Again, she's that mottled, dark grays and prairie grass colors of the Great Plains wolf. That was her original form. But still a bit more of the brighter oranges that used to be in her ash blonde hair. Distinct, smaller patches, as it were, but still there. The only super noticeable thing about her, outside of the striking sheer power that she has, even for still just a small, even though she's in her werewolf form and she's huge, she's still smaller than the rest. But that adds to her speed. What also adds to her speed is Molly doesn't have a tail like the rest of her comrades. It is short. It is docked, much like a corgi's.
All right, beautiful. So to start this whole fight moment, Molly, you run
and her
so
teeth
fast.
are bared, like just bared as she's in this full sprint.
All gums. So Molly runs so fast that water doesn't do the right physics for a minute. Like there's literally stepping stones on water, despite being a 600-pound werewolf. Just tap, tap, jumps onto a tentacle as it slaps down to try and get you, running up the tentacle towards the inside of this thing's mouth. Now I want to give you guys the rest of an opportunity here. This is going to be very cinematic because I'm going to say a bunch of werewolves against this fucking giant. No, this shit's going to get fucked up. So I want to know how. So Molly leading the charge, you have the opportunity to strike the formal first blow.
May I add one more thing?
Oh my God, please.
Molly's howling.
Yes!
As she makes this jump.
Yes! Yes! Good!
Love it. Love it. Love it.
Beautiful. Now, do you want me to describe what you do, or do you want me to describe what Molly does?
I think I'm knowing where you're going with this. I jump in towards the mouth, right? I've jumped onto the tentacle. Yeah, Molly's just claws full bared, just straight on in, going in towards the inside of this fish's mouth, and just going in and just starting to just shred up the insides, going for guts, going for anything that is soft and vital.
And you know what? There's a lot of it because in some fishes' mouths there live parasites that take up the cavity. When you go in there, you see a handful of human torsos protruding from the bottom of the mouth for you with slender skeletal arms. It's no trouble to pull them out like a root canal, but it's real gross.
There
But
is.
you do it. Yeah.
But she's in wolf form. Molly does not care. This
does
is
not
not
give a
Molly.
single shit.
This
You
is-
hear the vibration as the catfish corrupted being makes that cello sound again, and it echoes throughout the forest and makes the pine leaves shake. All right, we're gonna go around, and I want to see how the rest of you fuck this shit up. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna actually say, Yesaya, you're gonna be hot on the heels if you want to be. What do you do?
I actually kind of want to let my friends have some fun. Actually, if that's okay. I think
Yeah.
I think I'm savoring my moment of pride right now. You know, I wanna savor the moment and let my pack have some fun, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Old
do you
man's
kind of
proud
like?
us.
Yeah, old man is like letting you guys go to. That's really sweet.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can squat down by Miriam and watch kind of as this awesomeness happens, and it feels right. It feels like pack. There's something inherently violent about being a werewolf, no matter what all the romantics may say, and there is something deeply satisfying about giving in to the part of you that makes you different than other creatures on this earth. And you all, there's no fear in your hearts in this moment. There is only primal rage and wolf. So, all right then. So moving along, we're gonna go. Cal, you what do you do to fuck this shit up? Following on Molly's tail.
Yeah.
Or stump.
So I think Molly takes off after it, and Cal is gonna follow her. From but he's not in full like berserk mode, and so he tries to run on the water too, and ends up having to swim a little bit. But he's gonna he's paddling towards the thing as fast as he can,
Which is fast.
and sees Molly go into the mouth, and I think you hear him shout like, "You can't eat my pack!" and just jump out of the water and dive right for the thing's eye, and like just one claw into the eye, other claw into the eye, and then start ripping.
Beautiful.
Yeah, 100%. It is not hard to get elbow deep in and your yell thunders across the lake. Your roaring and the howling of literally causing the lake water to like shake like a T-Rex walking. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Hollis, our beloved, our Hal connection with the living legend in our pack. What are you gonna do? Into the beavers. Den. Into the belly of the beast.
Into the beaver.
Oh man.
Dangerous beaver.
Dangerous beaver.
The forever dangerous beaver. Well, considering the mouth and the eyes are accounted for, Hollis is going to just quick glance back at Miriam and Yesaya, and then take off and leap as far as she can into the lake and go for the gills. And
You
just
leap
start ripping and tearing.
like a rock climber that's bad at it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just are in there. You never knew that your calling was to be a sushi chef, but you're figuring it out fast. It just shreds beneath your claws. And at this point, the flapping tentacle, one of them slaps at you and kind of wraps around one arm. You grab it and just snap it off. Just boom, and it makes a whip crack on the water as you rip it off. Amazing moment. Beautiful, beautiful. Who are we forgetting? Oh, Priya. Priya gets in there too. She comes in and she jumps bite first and grabs the thing square on where its nose might be if it had a nose, and just she's too drugged to use her arms. She just hangs on like a terrier with a toy, and just like just like shaking around with this thing.
You made her
feral
more
mode.
powerful, Molly.
Jumping at this thing like a missile, mouth first.
Mouth
Yeah.
first, 100% chunk. So she's just flying around like an errant nose face. And between all of you, in a wash of cello screams and churning water as the moon rises above you, you dispatch the false catfish. And its body blurps and flops and begins to dissolve into the waters. I use good words.
That's a great word.
It's an appropriate word.
That's an actual onomatopoeia, and
It's descriptive.
Yep.
I'm here for it.
It dissolves?
It starts to turn into so foam. It turns into a gross chunky foam on the top of the water. Some pieces of it are like slowly, but it's interesting to see the effect that water seems to be having on it now that it's been destroyed. It's like watching, oh God, my descriptions are so dumb because I'm hungry, but it's like Tums. It's like you drop it in the water and it's like, so you know what I mean?
Oh, like an Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. It's doing that a bit. There's still pieces of flesh if you are hungry, but they're dissolving. So
I'm actually gonna say that I still have part of the tentacle
okay.
or the tendrils wrapped around my
Yeah.
wrist. Like
Whiskers.
yeah.
Balenciaga.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll take that to shore.
Okay. You drag a tentacle with you.
Mhm.
So one more immediate threat needs to be known here. You guys aren't quite out of the woods yet. Miriam has turned icicle blue and is not breathing. She seems dead at this point. And she is not turning into werewolf form, which could very well fix the problem.
Ah.
She's probably too unconscious to think about that right now.
Well.
Oh, wait. That also brings up a question. Is Molly still just ripping and tearing at the foam?
Oh yeah.
Mm-mm.
Molly
yeah.
is out
Yeah.
there just like single-handedly showing the lake who. And unfortunately, I think one of the consequences is I'm not going to make Molly do anything anymore after this, but I am going to say that Molly is nonverbal, full protective, fully gave into the wolf mode. And at some point, Molly, after determining that everything is fully dead, might come up and join people, but you're going to be in wolf form for the rest of the scene, or werewolf form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your wolf is real excited to be let loose because there's been a lot of repression happening for years. So the wolf is just like, motherfuckers. Like, yeah.
It's like a queer metaphor or something. Oh, I'm sorry.
It sure is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, no, that is very apt considering the basis of give in to the wolf. So
Okay. So she can't immediately help, unfortunately. Then, so
I mean, I'm still in werewolf form, but I think at the very least I come to my
No, it's
senses
the
for
consequence
communication.
Of the role,
That's
sadly.
fair.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, it's
Can't
fine.
give you all of it.
No.
So yeah, your healer is doing the opposite of that to an enemy. And
I am just healing by
I'm
proxy of
normally a
making
healer,
sure
but-
it's dead.
That's fair. It's like how I play support in League of Legends. Anyway, no, I think Yesaya, or who is now more firmly Yesaya, I think is still werewolf form, but is like encircled around Miriam and is like claw hands roughly around her, trembling, like genuinely just doesn't really know what to do here. But I think that like tension or that like worry is slowly pushing him back towards being human. And so I think he very slowly begins to shift back down and is just like standing over her with his hands, just not really sure what to do.
Alpha, how are you feeling about this? You see one of your pack mates pulling a full-on Beauty and the Beast moment here, and looking very as sad as a massive, terrifying eldritch werewolf can look. Well, hunched over Miriam, who is. It would be real convenient. You could just leave this situation, and he wouldn't blame you. This would be the time if you want to get rid of Miriam, because nobody could fault you for not trying. You could just say it was too late, and who knows? Maybe it is.
You know, that thought occurs to Cal, and I think he even stands up and starts to say something. Actually, no. I think he. I want to see how this goes. I think Cal actually says, "Oh God, yes, I'm so sorry."
I think, speaking for the first time, still kind of croaked for more reasons, probably more than just the almost drowning.
Yeah.
That's to Cal and just shut up. And then I think he looks down at her and just get up. Get up. This isn't going to kill you. Please, get up.
And then Cal, with nothing else, no other ideas, nothing else to try, he's gonna shift back into werewolf form and join Yaz and just start going, "Get up! You're not dying here!"
All right. That's a very werewolf way to handle it.
Yeah.
Let's think. Give
My
me a
thought,
second to
if-
think about this.
My
Go
thought
ahead.
is
Pitch me.
that I don't know if Cal or Yaz would know we're trying to do this, but as a player, my thought was get her to instinctively kick into werewolf form and heal herself
Ooh,
by
okay.
making loud noises and being threatening.
And
Are
also
you trying
alpha.
Yeah, are you alphaing a little bit? Are you trying to base pull and which yeah.
Yeah, I guess I am trying to alpha a bit here. What can I use though?
Oh wait, hold on.
Oh, my sheet got moved around.
I noticed that. I was like, sheet is rolling around.
Yeah.
My bad. That might have accidentally been me.
No, I think it was me. Anyway, that's okay. I know what my moves are.
Tell you what, roll. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna give you this. Go ahead and roll heart,
Okay.
as alpha, and then let me know what you get.
Come on, baby.
I
Also-
have an idea.
There's a +2 in chat for you.
Oh, thank you, chat. That would make that a 15.
Oh,
I rolled an
Holy
11. I
shit!
have a +2. There's a +2 in the chat.
God damn.
well, technically, Rainy's not supposed to
Sorry.
play, but you already rolled like in a 12 or something. So
Yeah, so it would have been a 13 without the
13.
+2.
yeah. Okay. So.
We're the only ones live here.
Oh,
I'm
that's funny.
sorry.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, so the two biggest boys are crouched over Miriam's unconscious body, and basically one of them going, "Get up." Cal walks over and using full ass alpha voice says, "Get up, wake up." And it works. With fits and starts, her body shakes like she was electrocuted for a second. And then she starts coughing, and water, like Jesus, water starts flying, and her body starts seizing like she's having an epileptic grand mal. And fur, it's the most painful looking werewolf transformation. There's nothing easy about it. The sounds are horrific. She's screaming through it and coughing out water and vomiting. It looks like she's fighting this transformation, like she would rather die than be in a werewolf form. It's really quite torturous, and the directors for this episode really went all out. And at the end of it all, you see in werewolf form, actually, a silver werewolf has a little bit of the anatomical shape closer to Yesaya in that the limbs are a little longer and like face is a little longer. There's like just enough that it's slightly noticeable if you are yourself a werewolf. And she stumbles to her feet, completely waterlogged, just fur dripping, utter mess. And she turns with barely focused eyes and is coughing and panting and looking, because you successfully used your heart and your connection as an alpha to drag another werewolf from the brink of death.
Oh my god.
Using willpower, you and her wolf. You weren't speaking to her, you were speaking to her wolf in the same way that Molly's wolf was like, yeah, motherfuckers.
The same way that Molly's wolf was like, fucking excuse you, we're taking control today.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, now you are looking at Miriam's wolf and standing there, swaying drunkenly, sniffing the air, looking for all intents and purposes a bit bamboozled.
Cal looks at her, looks at Yesaya, says, "Good, welcome back," and then he walks away to leave Yesaya with her.
In the distance, she's not going to remember it, but in the distance, drunkenly, like slurring words.
Oh,
Holy
Priya.
shit!
Beautiful, Priya. I love you, Priya.
You're the best, Priya.
Priya
Thank
is
you for
empirically the best.
existing.
Priya says
got-
with the audience, she is.
I kind
the
of feel like it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, holy shit! Well,
His face first
fully
into the
just pull
foam.
up.
Yeah.
Gross. Yeah, Priya's become very attached to Molly and just sort of hovering, watching Molly destroy nothingness at this point. But yeah, Yesaya, do you want a moment with Miriam's wolf?
I wouldn't mind. Be nice, actually. I think there's like just a long moment of looking at her, and I think he waits for her to turn back to him and like just spends several moments looking her up and down.
She's not at her best. She's not looking beautiful. You've seen her at worst, but barely. She's looking real bad. Like, yeah. And it doesn't help that she seems to be forgetting how to stand up on werewolf legs. Like she's actively like tripping over her own feet. And she makes a half-assed growl at you that ends up being more throwing up water on the ground. She's really
She's
a
gonna be
mess.
doing that a while.
I think
She's the same condition as you.
I think he steps towards her, and what, because of the steadiness of the step, looks almost like it's going to be a challenge at first. And I think his human hand takes her werewolf one, and he pulls her a little closer, and just,
Oh my god.
easy, easy. It's like the first time. I'm right here, Moonlight.
So you're in human form?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you reach up your hand, and there's this moment where you see the stark difference, say, is, tan, scarred human hand reaching up, and the gnarly, knuckled, hook-clawed, silver hand of a werewolf. And you touch it, and she twitches, but doesn't pull away. And when you run your hand up, you put your hand on her face. And after a long minute, she stares into your eyes. Her eyes are just as dark as an eclipse as they always are, even in werewolf. And she leans her head into your hand, just very soft and slow. And there's this moment of very keen interest, like ears soften from where they were very alert. And she lets out this really rattly, watery sigh of exhaustion. And I think she closes her eyes and like thumps it on your chest and just stays there for a while. Her head is as big as a horse.
Yeah, he will like fully let her collapse into him, take both of them to his knees, and just, you are the most beautiful thing I have ever laid eyes on in all my years. Thank you.
a sad whine.
Oh.
Totally nonverbal. But yeah, you hold her and she trusts you and allows you to do it. And it's a moment of it's a very vulnerable moment. And actually, table read here. How do you all feel about this? You are literally seeing the most vulnerable I expect you've probably seen, Yesaya. And definitely this new lady. This is how do you feel about this moment? Have your feelings about Miriam changed, or are you still just like, yeah, fuck this bitch? Thoughts? Everything is valid.
I think my thought is, like, it's almost like a "I told you so." Like, Cal's been trying so hard for so long to find the person inside Yazea that he doesn't really visibly react, but he looks at it and is like, this is what I always expected would be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's gonna I think he's gonna actually turn to Molly and be like, there's a little bit of a heart in there after all. I knew it.
Molly is standing by you, panting.
Oh wait, Molly's in crazy
grinning.
form.
Molly's
That's right.
nonverbal. I can't say anything. I am out of the scene, my Budsky.
That makes
Okay.
it. That makes it so much
Hold on.
better. That makes
It
it
does.
so much better.
You say
Oh
this,
my
you still get to
God,
say
that's
this,
so
and the camera
funny.
pans over, and
Molly
the camera
just
pans
dog-tail
over,
wagging, just-
and then goes up so that we can see Molly's face. And Molly is standing there and is watching still, but it's difficult to tell in this moment. We'll probably get to see later when she kind of has more control of the wolf than she does right now. But the wolf is quietly watching and seems to be somewhat contented by the fact that the enemy is dead and everyone is together. And her ear flicks towards you when you talk. So like,
Oh right, we need to get you we need to
a nap.
sit you down. Yeah, get you a nap. And we need to pick Priya up. You know what? Let's give Jazz and Miriam some space and go deal with.
But I want to hear Hollis's thoughts.
Yeah. Hollis, what do you think of this moment, seeing these two? You got, oh my God, both of these ass. Just saying. Well, how do you feel about this moment, this romantic moment?
She'll be standing on the shore, still has the tendril in hand. Just
Sorry.
watch.
Oh my God, I love
It's
you.
just
Okay,
like a
keep
big
going.
old climbing rope. And she'll just watch them quietly for a second. Still in the werewolf form, so it's a little bit harder to read her expression.
Yeah.
Then she'll turn away and start slicing into the tendril to make a smaller, more manageable bite.
Ooh, you're gonna talk to it, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh
We'll do that in
man.
just a minute.
Oh no. Oh no.
Before we do the talky part, Yesaya, I want to give you. Is there anything to say to me? This would. You're welcome to.
Yeah, I think as he just kind of lets her relax and looks at her, takes her hand again, and just, I have lost so many things. Everything I have adored falls between my fingers, like water. You are the one thing I can still hold. Will never lose you.
Oh my God. How am I supposed to roleplay with this?
Foxy, can you say romantic things to me? Like I don't want to date you. I just want you to say romantic things
No,
to me.
only for me. Okay. So I think you say that, and you have her. Let it be known, dear viewer, that the claw that you're holding is not beautiful. It is horrifying and giant and scary, which makes it all the more lovely that you find it so. And you say what you, and She lets out a huff and then leans over and licks the side of your. Just one lick.
Oh, that's all I need.
Mm-hmm. That's what you get with a werewolf girlfriend. You don't get to make the face.
Get that with my real
It goes into your
girlfriend. What
nose.
do you mean?
Your real girlfriend is a werewolf.
Have I been
Happy to
dating
break
a
it to
werewolf
you.
this entire time?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
we
The
didn't
secret's
tell
out.
you.
The secret's out.
Beautiful.
I mean, Foxy, everybody knew but you. We just didn't want to burst the bubble.
It's all over, buddy. The secret.
I'm being awakened.
Well, you two enjoy that for later. All right. So in that moment, okay, all right, zooming back. So in that beautiful moment, nerds, parentheses, affectionate, we have Yesaya and we connect. They're basically sitting together, huddled on the beach, and you're helping ground Miriam, who clearly is like just in shock, the definition of. And we're gonna gently camera to Hollis. We're gonna see what the tentacle has to say, and then we're gonna do one more loop around, and then we're gonna call it. Does that sound okay, everybody?
Sounds great.
Sounds
Okay.
perfect.
All right, so our one and only Howl. What would you like? Tartar sauce? Would you like just a squeeze of lemon?
Yeah, I was thinking just a little bit of lemon, a little bit of
salt.
sauce. Come on
lemon
now.
wedge.
Like, what are we doing?
Hey, make that lemon pepper with the lemon and the salt.
Exactly.
We gotta be
Lemon
fancy.
pepper,
if we're
dill
gonna eat
sauce, and a
calamari,
shot of bourbon afterwards. What the
Yeah.
fuck are we doing?
Yep.
Like, are we serious? Are we real over here?
Hollis
We deep
deserves
fried
I
arrow.
just-
the best.
I just pull a little tin of spices out of my main.
Ah.
It's canon now. It's canon now.
Oh
Come on,
my
Hollis.
fucking
You
God.
would have the trail spices. You're the park ranger.
That's true.
It's secretly pumpkin spice.
Yeah. Hey, I am
Okay,
not
that's
that
amazing.
basic.
Ew.
Wait,
and
wait.
so
Ew.
gross.
Ew. That's worse. That's worse. Pumpkin spice deserves only to be in desserts and in sweet drinks.
Yeah, you don't
Not
put
on
all
fish.
shit on calamari,
Pumpkin
you're right.
spice meat.
Not on monster catfish
Pumpkin
either.
spice meat.
Pumpkin
Ah,
spice
dear
meat.
God.
Put it on a
Alright.
t-shirt.
All
I
right, my
love y'all
little.
so fucking much. Oh my god.
All right, Hal, walk me through what you want to do. Are you going to speak with the dead?
I am gonna speak with the dead.
All right. Hit me with that roll plus heart, please.
Alrighty. That's a 5. Oh wait,
Okay.
wait. No,
Wait,
that's a
it's a
6.
5?
That's a 6. Sorry.
I still
I got
make
a
a hard
3.
move.
Wait, no. Wait. God damn, my math is I am too emotional over that last scene. So yeah, so I rolled a 4 plus 2 for heart. So yeah, it's a 5.
No, 6.
No, it's 6. God damn it. I
But
don't do
here's the
math.
thing.
I'm
On a
sorry.
0 to 6, I'm required by the commandments of Bitemarks to make a hard move,
Uh-huh.
which nobody likes.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I like, but you don't like. Okay. Let me look at my. Let me see. Let me get.
Well,
some
this
dark
is the risk
inspiration.
we take with taking moonster flesh, because we didn't eat moonster flesh before this.
Nope. Well, nope.
We didn't eat the moose. We specifically said no to the eating of the moose.
True.
And the fawn wasn't monstrous?
Do we know that for
Mhm.
sure?
It's a breathing sack of skin.
That's
It was not trying to attack
monstrous,
us.
As far as I would say, I would say
Yeah, I
being
call
a
that
breathing sack
monstrous.
of. Yeah, just
Okay.
Oh, that smile is terrifying, and I adore it. That's a shame.
I'm
oh, no.
Okay.
The mood
I'm
lighting.
excited.
Uh-huh.
I look at my lighting is so dark right now, but I don't want to.
It's perfect.
It's great.
Glass.
It's actually
How's
working
perfect?
really well.
It fits.
Alright.
It hits so hard. It's so good.
Mhm.
It is gonna hit hard. Okay, so Hollis, you bend over and you channel. You go to the space that you go, the crystalline space, the world between that only you and other Hals understand how to connect to. That intuitive thing, that weave. You go there, and before you, you see in the same way that you tried to meet with the. You see rise up before you a shape. human in silhouette, tall, long, broad, male, werewolf shaped, with 2 pointed, slender ears. It turns towards you, backlit so severely that it's basically just a dark, murky silhouette shape. And he says, "You filthy meddler." And he slashes at you.
Oh,
And,
shit.
and here's what you all see. Hollis was taking a little nibble and sitting back, and Hollis's eyes were glow, and like the world around them shakes like Miyazaki movie style, the grass, everything like suddenly they let out a horrible sounding yelp like a kicked dog, and massive scratches shred open the entire front of their body.
Oh my god.
Huge ones, sending them crushed into the earth. You see blood spray halfway across the shore as they are gouged, and you're going to take 3 harm.
Holy shit.
Oof, 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 oof.
From the spirit world becoming true as you were slammed out of that vision and punished for trying to interact with the dead. It's unpleasant. This is the first time, unless you tell me otherwise, that you've been forcibly kicked out of a spiritual connection with a dead creature, and it was horrible. It feels like those scars are worse internally in your mind than they are physically. The physical almost seems like a pale shadow of the splitting headache and spiritual agony that you're feeling right now. So yeah, you all see your howl just yelp and then get shredded open.
I'm still wolf.
I think Cal, is gonna dash over to them real fast and like try to catch them before they fall into the grass.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened?
Am I conscious?
Yeah. You're still conscious if you want to be. Actually, you could tell us if you
Let's say fugue state.
Okay.
Cool.
Looking real dazed.
The slashes across her chest, are they like, does it look like she will die soon immediately, like kind of bad, or like just okay?
It's point blank. You know these. Point blank, very big, like you say a big slash.
Okay.
Like huge. Like they're spread out so far that the paw that did this would have to be like rake sized, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, they're deep and they're gross, and they're probably going to scar badly. So add that to your character sheet when you draw it. You get some gnarly scars. But yeah. Also, Molly, I wanna give you back a little bit of the end. I just cannot bear for you not to have some autonomy at the end. I just cannot handle it, and I'm the MC, so.
That is fair.
So whatever you
Rules go.
say, fucking goes.
There it is.
Right.
Alice, can you speak?
I get autonomy back with this. Just
Describe
We
how,
catch-
yeah. Yeah. Tell us how you kind of come back. Give us a little disorientation if you don't mind, but yes, you're back.
Yeah, no. I think the smell of Hollis's blood just snaps Molly out of it. Not fully there, like fully away from the wolf, but it's much more like if we're taking a look back into the spiritual scape of the figure that is Molly's wolf that had taken over. You just see just yanking back from behind the scruff. An iconic move of Molly at this point. Just Molly's spiritual form yanking and pulling and throwing them back into their kennel, as it were. And just kicking that kennel door closed. But because this is such a sudden shift from that wolf coming back and Molly now retaking the control, as Molly's form shrinks, she just has her hand up against her head, and she's just got the most fucking splitting migraine. This side of the mountains.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, take a harm. That migraine's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do that for breaking the wolf.
Yeah.
As it were.
Also, I loved your description of the wolf into a kennel. Like, get the fuck. Like when your dog is barking at someone trying to come in, and you're stop for once. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
The
I'd
wolf
like
is
to
not
imagine
happy.
that's what the wolf bursted out of when we had that whole the wolf coming through, because the camera was not panned in on Molly's internal like celestial space, as spiritual space, as it were.
Yeah.
So we get the aftermath images of what we presume has happened.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, Molly's there, and she's just ouched and hurt, and she's just already kneeling down by Hollis, trying to staunch the bleeding.
It's a really touching scene. Just for myself and the audience, you see the alpha of the pack is holding the howl in his arms. Our prodigal, shaking off the berserk stage, has come over and is trying to help. And even Yesaya is sort of, and I think even Yesaya kind of slopes after you a little bit and looks over to see what's happening. Priya's out, but I'm sure cares. And it's just like a lovely...
is happy to walk over carrying Miriam, even in werewolf form.
She'll follow you.
Yeah.
She's tolerant of your touch, but that tolerance might end depending on how much touchage. You don't pet a dog's stomach unless it asks.
You don't push the limit. You don't push the limit. That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I'm with it.
You're saying it's like,
Also, like Miriam is probably going to eventually realize she is in a form she absolutely hates being in, and it's not going to be pleasant.
We'll get there. I'll get to that.
We'll get there when we get there.
I know, but I'm just putting it out too. The food at home.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, with some TLC from you, Hollis, you feel the love of your pack surrounding you. Wherever you're at, the physical and spiritual pain that you're in, you feel a safe warmth, and the smells, actually, just like the signature sense of pack mates and care flow over you. And it's a really lovely, it's the kind of experience that humans could never hope to replicate. There's a depth of connection that goes so far beyond anything that anyone else could ever understand. And as much pain as you're in, it does bring you comfort. Would this be a good scene for us to fade on? Does this feel okay?
I have a button, if you don't mind.
Oh.
So Cal is going to look at the state Miriam is in, the state Molly is in, the state Hollis is in, and then just very quietly say, "We have to retreat. We can't keep pushing. We have to go home."
No arguments from either of the two guests who are still werewolves. The two lady guests are both like,
Don't go back over the lake.
No. I mean, yeah, no.
We are already across. Could we not camp here?
Do we have... I mean, can you take care of Hollis here?
And Molly's just like pinching her nose and just, no, head pressure. Fuck, I gotta get back to the lodge. I can't. I can't.
I don't want to drive any of us into the ground. Even you, he says, looking at Miriam. I think we need to head back.
Here's the thing. Some data for you to work with. You say all of these things, and these are all true desires. And yet, I will tell you now, that just common sense, if you turn back now, you're going to lose progress. and more people will die. That is the consequence. If
Okay.
you turn back and go try and do at the lodge, there will be consequences. Every
Okay,
inch
and
of the
Cal-
alpha in you.
And Cal would know that? Okay.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
alpha in you is saying, the alpha in you wants to protect them and wants to nurture them. And the alpha in you is saying the only way out is through, unless we want to run.
Okay.
Yeah, just to be clear.
Cal is gonna consider everybody's words and say, "We can't go back, can we?"
I don't think so.
Let's camp here then. At least get some rest before we press on.
My
Be
people have
alright.
existed in the wild longer than I have. It may not be anything close to our home comfort, but if I am given time, and Molly's help perhaps, I could scavenge amongst the woods and find cultist leaves or other things to perhaps mend some of the worst wounds we have.
I
And
would
you hear Molly
very
just
much
give a
appreciate
just a, and Molly just gives a sharp. You're gonna have to lead. You're gonna have to lead.
And I think he just like looks at Miriam, gives her a slow nod, and assuming she nods back, just turns to Molly and I think throws the most uncharacteristic like smirk he's ever made at her and just then keep up.
I think that's a really cute spot to end on.
Yeah.
Unless Cal,
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
I
just-
was
I
just
think
gonna say thank you to them, but that can happen off screen. So yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do a
If you wanna
check-in
make it
though.
a little sweeter.
go ahead.
I was gonna say what we could do is like, as you say, as being a bit of a shit about it. I think Miriam cuts him a very stern, like the kind of lovers like stop being a shitter right now kind of glare. And I think he
Aw.
says, and failing that, assuming Molly's like shifted back, will say, I will offer you an incredibly rare occurrence, one never given to a human.
A ride.
I get a ride?
He doesn't say anything. He just shifts into wolf form.
I need a
You're
ride.
living the Princess Mononoke life.
I am.
God,
I
I'm so
am. Molly.
envious.
Yeah, because Molly would have shifted back at that point to try and staunch Hollis's bleeding. So, yeah, she'll do it purely because yes, Yasea does need her help with mixing everything, but also because she can't
Gets
walk.
the- right.
This is
Didn't
the
in a way.
fucking cutest pack bonding.
I know.
Question: as we're winding down, two things, Mikey. Do you feel like you got an okay amount of airtime with him to like role play out a final scene? I feel kind of bad.
Oh yeah.
Talking real.
No, totally.
Okay.
I all I was gonna do was say we need to go back, and I was kind of thinking that would be the cliffhanger, but it
Okay.
makes more sense to do it this way. No,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. Just want to make sure I wasn't like steamrolling on you. You've been so
No,
patient.
you're good.
Okay. So what was my other one? I had a second thing. Rainy and Foxy, can somebody or all of you please write down notes how this ended? Because this is going to be so important, and also I'm tired and I don't want to do signing you guys behind. Can you write down like what form everybody's in, where exactly we left off, please? That would be so helpful for me for our next game. Thank you. And then now what we're going to do is we are going to wrap, and we're going to start doing that by having seeing what heartbeats we've played to. And last time we came up with a very decision where we were like, we're going to go ahead and give ourselves paths and level up when each fills, which I think is a great idea. So let's just start. We'll start with Yasea. What heartbeats did you play to tonight, would you say? Which of these did you hit? Experience, Guard? Tell me.
I think the closest I hit to was probably experienced. Yeah, I think that's probably the one I hit the hardest. If I had to say I hit any of them tonight.
Yeah, I would say so. Was that in human or wolf form?
I am gonna say that it was human. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say it was human form. Given it was I think I'll use the moment I was talking to Molly about like having lived amongst the wild for the entirety of my existence and knowing foresty stuff. So I'll call it a human path moment.
Sure. All right. Add one to your human path. Is your wolf path filled?
It's been filled for a while. I just need to fill the human one up.
You need to fill up your wolf path with you already filled up your human. able
No.
thing,
My
right?
wolf. Yeah. I filled my human path a while ago, and then I emptied it after I filled it. So then I'm filling it again.
Mm.
But your
But
wolf
do you
path
have
is
a-
filled. You can
Yeah.
Yes.
level
Does that
up
mean
again.
you also get a wolf thing? Holy shit. Okay.
Oh no. I think I gotta wait till I think I wait till I hit both again.
You're waiting? I thought we were doing the whole when one path is filled, because that was our
Oh,
general at the table.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool.
Now,
Then
yeah.
in that case,
you-
Level up.
cool.
level
then I'll
up with your
I'll do
wolf.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
No, you were playing by the book, but we're playing by. So
Hell
yeah.
Homebrew.
Hell yeah! I want more things. Give me more things. All right, cool. I'll take things.
All right, and then let us know what you pick when you know.
Yeah, I'll figure it out and follow back on that one.
All right. On to our beloved Hollis. What heartbeats do you have, and how did you play to them tonight?
Well, I have comforting, persuasive, and calculating. And I would definitely persuasive play to roll tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my
Especially
god,
with
yeah.
Yesaya there. So
That scene was really good. Yeah, go ahead and give yourself. That was in wolf form too, so go ahead and hit yourself. Wolf
it
path.
was. And
Beautiful.
I filled up my wolf path, so I am going to choose a new skill.
Fuck yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Also, I have a radical thought. I'm looking here while I'm here at our house intimacy move, and it says when you and a packmate have an intimate moment, you have an immediate and overwhelming sense that something terrible will happen to them. The idea of losing them is suddenly and surprisingly painful, so get a +1 to all actions that put them in danger when it is for the good of the pack. This lasts until you have another intimate moment with another packmate. What do you think? With that moment with Yesaya, like connecting, does that feel like an intimate moment? It's okay too. I just want to throw ability.
No, I'd say
I
it
love
was.
it, especially if it also triggers mine, because I feel like that kind of like I think helps push us in the right direction.
Oh boy.
And I think this actually also plays into a thing I was going to ask in moment, but I didn't get to. My intimacy move is if you and another player share an intimate moment, they remind you of an old mistake you don't want to make again. State some new information about the current situation / threat facing the pack from the insights you have gained. I wanted to, and I'll talk about this more with you, Al, later, but I wanted to low-key play on, like, once Hollis talks about whatever, like, werewolf-esque shape she experienced in the spirit realm, I really wanted to have Yesaya have at least some historical memory of like encountering or hearing about this thing in his records from his past, and like I think that plays perfectly if we're going with the intimacy moves applying there.
Yeah, can you make a note of that? And because I'm worried I'll forget it for next time.
I'm writing it right
Just
now,
jot that
and I'll
down.
put a little thing.
Okay, thank you. And then, Hollis, do you want to take the intimacy for that as well, or?
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Okay, make a little note about that because that could be very interesting. You get +2 to. Oh, was I reading some? No, I'm reading Percy's. I'm a fool. Where are you? I left Percy's on there because I don't want to take it off.
No worries. It's a gain +1 to all actions that put the pack member I had an intimate moment with in danger. When it is for the good of a pack. For the pack.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's gonna be
amazing.
painful.
It's gonna be so good.
So gonna die. I'm so dead. I love it.
Beautiful.
Literally about to throw you under a bridge.
Makes sense though, because old man is old man, and old man is
Listen.
ending.
Gotta pass the torch eventually, babies.
All right, let's move forward to our wonderful Herculean alpha. What heartbeats do you have, and how'd you play to them?
So I have controlled, steady, and protective. I think protective was pretty much 100% of it.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean the tentacle moment. Let me rephrase. Grabbing the tentacle was
When you caress the tentacle.
I was in wolf form, so I guess that's a wolf thing to fill in.
Woof.
Yes, please.
My DM in another game actually says woof.
Woof.
He keeps talking about wolves, and he's like, "You spot 3 wolves," and I'm like, "What?"
Oh yeah, the OL with certain dialects, it just comes.
So
Oof.
cute. Beautiful.
I have lost track of the button that gives me a pen?
It is
below the
the
arrow.
yes, the below the
Oh,
connection.
hold on, I got you. Hold up. I got you. My book bag right here. I got you.
Oh, stop.
Oh,
Alright.
thanks. I appreciate it.
Maybe.
Sorry, it's messy. Okay.
Oh no, it's fine.
You're grounded,
Oh,
Foxy.
man.
All right. Molly.
Oh, and
Molly O'Connor. Oh, sorry, go
before you
ahead.
move on, I can't move my character sheet back for some reason. Molly
I
moved
did
it.
for me, but I gotta.
I fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, do you
know,
want me to
but I
fix
gotta
it
move
more?
I gotta move it a little bit to the left so it lines up my
Oop.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit to the
absolutely,
left. A little bit to the left.
Yeah,
To the
so
left.
like you see the circles, so the circles go line up with the circles.
So we're all using a virtual.
Can I do this later? I will do this later. I'm sorry.
Do this later. Absolutely.
We have a virtual tabletop in the background chat, and these two are futzing about with me. All right, Molly, what are your heartbeats, my friend?
My heartbeats are
Suspense is
distressful,
killing me.
vital, and drowning.
Yeah. Ooh, drowning's a good one for today. So, did you play to any of these?
I guess vital.
Drowning.
Or drowning.
You lost to the wolf.
Ooh,
I did.
I'd
Oh,
say you
that's
played
right.
more into drowning today, personally.
Yeah, I would either of those. So yeah, whatever form you were in, with go ahead and put one into the appropriate path.
I think for drowning, definitely would have been the human form, because Molly was in human form for a giant portion of that
Yeah.
whole entire and drowning via in the sense of drowning and finally giving in to the wolf, the peel, the whole being shaken to the core, being back at the heart of the pack again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be
Beautiful.
human path.
Excellent. Okay, so for our little, I have some first check in, the gorometer. It actually some previous sessions, but I know that deep water and gross catfishes can be a little much. Were you guys enjoying that, or do you want to move forward or be mindful?
I psychoanalyzed myself in the break call, but something about being a fucking kaiju while encountering a giant fish made me feel fine. Even if I wasn't the one that got to butcher it, it was fine. It was all good.
That was a cool moment, by the way. Sometimes drink really interesting narrative, which brings me into my next piece. Stars that you want to give each other for sick roleplay moments, and I'm actually going to lead the charge with Foxy on a player level. That was a really lovely, almost directorial move, a decision to make, because it would have been cool either way, but stepping it back and knowing when to give the others some time to be really badass, that worked out amazingly and really gave them room for Molly to shine. So that was artfully applied. So star to you for that.
Thank you. I'll be honest, originally my initial aim was more selfish. I was going to be like, oh no, I'll go last because I want to kill the thing. But I'm eventually about halfway through, I was like, no, I think I like just giving this moment to them, honestly, it just kind of felt right. So yeah, no, I thought you all did wonderful there. I loved it.
Aww.
It was a cool moment.
Thanks, old man.
Yeah.
Because I like you. I'm used to it.
It's not like I liked you or anything, Bacchus. Okay, does anybody else have any? Oh my god. Okay. Other stars? Does anybody have any other cool?
Yeah. I definitely want to throw one at Foxy and Sonar for the chained inside his own mind scene.
Yes.
That shit was so cool.
So freaking good.
So fucking anime.
I got
it was
shivers
beautiful.
with that scene. It was so good.
Yeah, I full props to you, Kellen, for just the way you played into that, and I thought it was it just felt like such a really meaningful moment for your character who has been so I don't know what the hell this is. I'm just kind of here so I don't get fired. To have that moment of no words, no hesitation, just gotta step up right now. There's no one else who can do it. I've got to be the one that does this right now. I think that was I felt so appropriate to recognize that in you. You fully embraced that moment so well. I love the way you played into that.
Thank you. But honestly, that that whole setup was all you, Foxy. That was
Oh.
fantastic. That was so much fun to play off of.
Thank you for
That
giving me the
visual is
space.
just A plus.
Thank you. I have been saying like I wanted to have a moment where like I got to go inside just say his head and see something like kind of like what it looks like for him, and I couldn't really find the space, but I felt like getting to use that spiritual sense of yours that you'd already been like describing so viscerally and so well. I was like, you know what? Let's just tag in there. Like I like you know.
Hell yeah.
I have a star just to leap in there, which is the moment when Cal Hercules is seared into my brain. I'm
Cool.
so weak for Atlas and Hercules. They're just so
Listen,
cool.
there's just something so great about seeing the protector figure finally actually to be
so good.
just
Yeah.
the protector figure and block that falling beam, or in this case, the whisker of that catfish.
It's
Thank
great.
you.
No,
Whenever I ask to do something cool, I always feel a little bit like, I don't know, I'm taking away from somebody else. So I really
Cal,
appreciate you guys.
That was your moment. That was your moment. That was all you. You are the alpha. You're our protector. You did fan-fucking-tastic with taking the reins the way you took them.
Thank you.
It was beautiful.
And I want to jump in with the star for Rainey and Al, actually, for being able to kind of coordinate and communicate Molly losing to the wolf and being able to kind of work through that in a way that was comfortable and freaking awesome for everybody. So that's always really fun to see.
High five.
Yeah, thank you for trusting me with that, Rainy. That was yeah. Molly's such a badass. I'm very fan of I'm a big wolf. I will always root for Molly's wolf. Not to be confused for four-brain Molly.
Yeah.
Two
That's
different
fair.
aspects.
Molly's wolf is just like, but what if we fuck them up? And Molly's like, we can't. But what if we fuck them? We can't.
I want to see the corgi.
Oh man.
Great. I guess I have one last star to toss around, even though we've covered on so many cool star moments this entire session. But I really just want to say to Foxy and Al for that whole entire care scene with Miriam. I know this is going to have probably interesting consequences for us later, but the fact that, and also third star to Cal for the whole also pulling Miriam out into her wolf. Again, this is all going to give us like probably some weird and interesting complications later, considering what we know meta-wise of Miriam's feelings about being in that form and being a being that she is. But I just thought it was very touching, and again, back to Al and Foxy for fully carrying the rest of that sort of aftercare scene with it. That made me feel
Good job,
like
Foxy.
And it was just so freaking romantic.
it was
My
so
God.
romantic. It was so
was.
sweet.
It was so
I wanted to be
romantic.
sweet
Happy
this whole
flaps.
campaign. I've been waiting for a moment to be really sweet this whole campaign, so I'm glad it
It
finally
was so
came upon us.
sweet. And I
you were
guarantee
wonderful. Thank you
that
for
her
it.
wolfy heart skipped a beat when you called her Moonlight.
Aw.
I know that
I'm-
meant stuff to her.
I know mine did.
Imagine it's a thing he's probably called her at least once before, maybe, but like it's not a thing he calls her frequently.
It's definitely a moment. So speaking of Princess, okay, do you remember that scene where I was stabbed in the neck by San? You're beautiful, and she has a panic attack.
Yeah,
I think it's that.
that is
Yeah.
totally that. That is
It's
entirely
fully
that
that.
vibe.
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
fully that. It's
beautiful.
fully the moment of like, oh yeah, she could rip me into pieces right now. Even who I am aside, she could tear me to shreds right now. But she's also the most gorgeous thing I've ever laid eyes on. So
So on a meta level, I want to share MC, and then I promise I'll let you go. But so I learned a few things during today's session on a facilitator level. I learned a lot. It was really interesting. The speed and movement, combat, time. But I really appreciated all of you going with it and kind of working together and collaborating to make the catfish fight a good one. I'm also amused because at some point during our break, guessed that it was an angler catfish. And I was like, dang, but also it was a good idea. So, but I'm pleased did that.
Yes,
What
it
was
was.
my last
So
thought?
good.
I had one more thing.
So
I
good.
don't know why my brain was like, oh yeah, it's totally connected because you mentioned the one fish face, and I was ready for you to double whammy, be like, Rainy, you were wrong. It was 2 fishes, but no.
Fishes.
I
had
honestly
one other
thought it was
thing.
2 fishes for longer than I should have.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Because one was farther over on the other.
Yeah.
Now it was just long.
Listen, I know too much about catfish anatomy. My state's fish is a catfish. Not the state I'm living in, my home state.
And when you turn 10, like a Pokemon master, you need to know about the cat. Oh, yes. Okay. I remembered. It finally came to me. You guys have no idea how hot it is in the room. I'm sweating like a pig. Miriam could have died. So as a facilitator, what's interesting about Bite is the consequences in the game have 2 different flavors. There's soft moves and hard moves. Soft moves are things like sowing strife in the pack or rushing you guys. Like if you ever have moments where you're rushed, that is intentional from me. I'm being a bit of a bully. And that's part of what the facilitator is doing, is to be a little bit of an asshole. Sometimes if you guys aren't moving quick enough to put on the pressure, that's a soft move. And I've used quite a few soft moves with all of you before that you've navigated. But a hard move that I was fully prepared to make would be Miriam just anticlimactic dying. And Foxy would have been very sad. But that is absolutely a potential thing. And it was interesting, I was thinking about it. Well, our prodigal is there, and the only way that one can oh, by the way, any to another, you immediately regain 3 points of harm. You heal that back. But for thematic purposes, we can definitely continue our healing in our next game. But anyway, yeah, so a hard move is killing off an NPC, or at least one of you cares about. And so Miriam has always been high risk for that, like, and still is. But it's fucked up. This game is so mean sometimes. Like, I'll be reading, I'm like, okay, what should I do? This hard move. They're like, kill something they love. Make sure it's one they care about. And I'm like,
but it makes sense for the sowing and the strife, and especially for internal, like, pack things. And I want to let you all know, Molly, if Molly would have been still conscious, like still in her faculties, and was asked to make the heal roll, if I had rolled a 0 or a 6, they are not healed, stabilized, or revived, and the MC can choose 2 of the above list, which is, in the options, from a 7 to 9, I have they need to be restrained before you can move them. They will be unconscious for a few hours. They will be unable to change. Whatever form they're currently in, they will have to stay that way for 48 hours. We need to get some specialized medical supplies. They will need extra attention and care for 36 hours. Al could have used my failed roll to absolutely make that hard move of Miriam dying more impactful because of that.
oh, and also it would have dovetailed with the entertaining the idea of going back to Sanctuary at the Lodge. That would make that decision even like grodier. Ooh.
It would make it even hurt worse. The torn between
yeah.
if we actively go back now, not only are we losing progress, but Miriam might still not survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cool how that builds on top of each other like that. That's cool.
Yes.
Anyway, so now that I've actually planted that in our game Maestre's head, you all can yell at me for later when it thematically comes to come for our kneecaps. I will gladly take the blame.
Amazing.
Fair.
Thank you. Also, kudos to you for being such an awesome. Thank you. I have a lot to keep track of.
It's fine. It's just it's a thing I noticed with my stuff, and I try to keep track of my things. And with this game, especially since it's the general vibe of PBTA.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Beautiful. Anything else before I coach us through the outros?
Nope.
We gotta get rolling.
Yeah, I gotta
get rolling.
You gotta
Sorry.
go. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Outros.
everybody. This has been Neon Lights Hour Play. Do we want to do lightning quick outros or?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
My name is Al. You can find me at Lucard on all socials. Hollis.
Hello again, or goodbye again. Either way. I am Kellen, also known as Sonar Fade on most forms of social media. It's still trying to branch out from the Hell site at the moment. You can also find me at Sonar Fade Art on Twitch.
Fabulous Foxy.
What's up, friends? Young Foxy, Big Foxy, your favorite Fox Philly's finest. I'm YUNGFOXXII everywhere you can find me. Sometimes there's an underscore in the middle. Can't find one, look for the other. Later.
All right, Rainy.
Hi, everybody. I was Rainy, and you can find me everywhere on the internet that matters as Rainy Keys, one word smushed together. Except if you're looking for the hell site, then it's Rained Keys. But, you know, that's that. Bye.
Fabulous. All right, our Alpha.
Hey, my name is Mike Fadum. You can find me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Vengeance God, on TikTok at Vengeance God 2, and on Instagram at Broken Infinity Films. And if you are in the Los Angeles area on October 21st, the League of Swords is coming to Burbank. See professional wrestling, but with the wrestling replaced by sword fights, and all the characters are like wild and crazy things like video game bosses come to life. I think you'll really dig it, especially if you dug stuff like WMIC Masters back in the day. So please go to leagueofswords.com and buy tickets. Thank you.
Awesome.
Do
All
it.
right, thank you, everybody. Fantastic game. Thank. And we will catch you in night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.